What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Glad you guys can all join us here on Thursday night, December 30th, 2021. We got 1 day left of 2021. So, yeah, it's going to be the last live stream. Glad you guys can all make it. Smash that like button on your way in. Should be a good show today. We got a special guest from Australia who's going to be on. So it's I think 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the 31st there. So should be pretty good times, guys. Who do we got in the chat? Let's just check it out real quick. Elizabeth, what's going on? Ooh, I got a quick story for you from our last live stream. I took some of your advice on one of those coins you were talking about and pulled the trigger in. Whew, pretty good. Yeah, Marcos, we survived 2021. Heck yeah. Filoni, what's going on, brother? Feel Good Green, what's going on? Ross, what's up, buddy? Jared, what's going on? Ross, any lunatics in the house? It's time, gentlemen. For every minute you're late, $1 will be donated to the Strawberry Scented Rash Cream Foundation. That's awesome. Six figure stock trader. That's right. He's going to be, he did his face reveal, real quiet the other day, but this will be his first live stream with video footage. What do we got? Strykah, what's going on? Dave, what's up? What's up? And Doc Ultimate, what's going on, man? All right, guys, we're going to start with my market overview. I haven't actually checked in a while just to see where we're at. So let me just add that to the screen. We'll go over that real quick. You guys all hear me okay? I just want to, I've muted myself one time and I've talked as long as I just did. Yeah, 6FIG definitely a natural in front of the camera. Crypto Airborne is a whale. I don't know about that. Maybe, depending on what I'm holding. Okay, sound is good. All right, guys, let me just refresh this. So, market is up 1.75% the last 24 hours, which is good. We got Bitcoin up about 1%, 46,840. ETH's up 2.13%, at about 3,700. Binance Coin's up 1.35. Solana's up 0.45. Cardano's up 2.25%, sitting at $1.34. What else we got? Luna's up. That's good. For you lunatics, up 3.51%, sitting at $84.75. Top gainers last 24 hours, we got Ribbon Finance up 15.59%. We got Atom up 14.8%. Aave's up 12.75%. SushiSwap's up. We got a lot of things up. Let's see, any other? Voyager Token up 5.21%, sitting at $3.04. Losers. So last 24 hours, we got Decentralized Social down about 17.06%. QuickSwap. So this is what Elizabeth in the chat, Elizabeth Allen, on our last live stream last week, she's like, oh, can you do some TA on QuickSwap? And at the time, I think it was about $250, $260 or something. And I think the total supply on this, it was just recently listed on Coinbase, is only 1 million with a circulating supply of around 300,000, 400,000. So for the price of this being so low, imagine, and the market cap, I believe, is a little over 100 million or something like that. Yeah, 101 million. This thing shot up the other day to $900. It spiked all the way up, and now it's kind of, reconsolidated. But yeah, Elizabeth mentioned that, and the next day I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy a couple of them. Sure enough, I did, and I went up. But that's my story on QuickSwap. Actually, I was going to do a video on it earlier, but some type of DEX with Solana or something like that, I think. But anyway, Harvest Finance down 8.54%. Nothing too crazy down, but yeah. Today, depending on where you are, is December 30th, National Bacon Day. Love bacon. National Resolution Planning Day, and Falling Needles Family Fest Day. Get ready to take down your tree and clean up the house after Christmas. I still have yet to do that. I'll probably do that January 1st or something like that. Crypto Bubbles, top 100 coins. Let's see what we got. Everything's looking green. GNO, what's this? Gnosis, up 15%. I've never heard of this. $567. You guys ever hear this one? Curious. Celsius, that's a first. Up 15.3% at $4.59. I haven't seen that on the top 100, but yeah. CTC credit coin. I haven't heard of this one either. Looks like it did a nice parabolic move the last 24 hours. Now it's coming back down. Let's take a look at my favorites real quick. All my favorites looking green. Everything except Helium, AVAX, and Engine, which still are barely down, but everything looks like it's doing pretty well last 24 hours. VGX up 5.4%. CKB up 3.4%, sitting at 0.0226. Cardano's up 2%. But yeah, everything's looking good on my favorites. Total crypto market cap, 2.2 trillion. Looks like we're still consolidating a little bit, just trading sideways as a crypto market cap whole. Market cap dominance for Bitcoin, still going sideways. It's like we're, keep making these higher lows, and then now we've been trading sideways. I don't know. Incoming moon soon, guys. What do you think? Maybe. Crypto Fear and Greed Index, we're now at 28 for the updated for today, sitting at Fear, whereas yesterday we were at a 22 Extreme Fear, so slightly going up a little bit. But there you guys have it for your market overview. I forgot I have to pull up my sticky thing here because I do timestamps for you guys to go back for the people that are watching. So let me just pull that up. All right, cool. Yeah, we're going to jump right into the guests for today. First one we're going to bring in. Let me just... First and foremost, we got 6FIGSTOCKTRADER.
I'm here on the Legends channel, baby. Thanks for having me, Crypto Airborne.
Yeah, man. What's going on?
Not a whole lot. Just sitting here chilling on the new set. I just, man, your mom's basement is looking nicer and nicer each day.
Yeah, they finished painting finally today.
Nice.
So I think the guy's coming back tomorrow to get all this stuff. And then next week to put the ceiling panels in that you guys, I don't think you can see. Yeah, all the ceiling panels are all jacked up. Oh, but and then the carpet, and then finally done. Can't wait.
Awesome. Glad to see your little area there getting back on your feet. And yeah man.
I added my Bitcoin thing here.
That's
and my
tight.
Cardano pillow thingy, whatever it is.
Yeah, that's badass, dude. I got to get some of those.
Yeah, I like your backdrop. You got the $100 bill and you got the CK miners.
Yep. Yeah, I got the CKB miners and the HS miners kind of like off, I don't know, back in this area. I've got the AK-47 flask, or I guess decanter. I've got a pretty sweet little background here. And what I did was I installed a bunch of lighting behind this picture, and it just kind of gives it a cool little pop. But man, I couldn't be happier with the set.
Yeah, dude, it looks good. It looks professional. And you got the Panasonic GH5, right? Hooked up?
Yeah, so that was, man, I was thinking about running a Canon full frame camera with some L glass, but then I was like, okay, I've got some nice Panasonic GH5 and the GH5S. I might swap the GH5 out for the GH5S. Just it handles a lot better in the lower light situations. So it seems to be doing good.
Yeah, we're going to have to get offline to see how you hooked up the GH5 because it looks crystal clear. Do you just USB it, I guess? And then...
So, yeah. So the best way to do this is just USB right into the thing. So basically, I think it's a USB-C. Don't quote me on that, to just regular USB.
Okay.
And I'll get the cord that you need and basically just plug it right into your computer and then boom, it's ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
So
because right now I'm just using a Logitech like HD 1080p 60 frames a second webcam.
Yeah, which is perfect. I've got a 25 millimeter lens on this, and it's really, I think it's the same one that you've got actually. It's really a workhorse of a lens, but I might throw some fancier glass on that camera just to really make the image pop. But what's nice is you can record in 4K and you can process it down to like 1080p, and basically you'll just condense 4K into 1080p and you'll just get some like crazy hybrid 1080p on steroids.
Nice.
But yeah, so it's good to know that you guys can see me good.
Yeah, we don't see like that blue outline around you or whatever that like thing
Yeah.
was. Or you
Yeah. So
fixed it in your last 2 videos, I think, right? Because I didn't notice
yeah.
it.
So that was just kind of like I was just kind of testing out some different focal lengths, and I wanted to see, you know, where the focal points were.
Gotcha.
You know,
Let's
I
check
could
the
bore
comments.
you with that all the time.
Yeah. Let's see
Looks
what we
like
got.
Austin Knight says, bigger question, what is in that decanter? Well, there's some Jim
Oh,
Beam Black in there. I'll
nice.
grab it here just to show you guys.
All right. We got Yak is popping some, he said. Marco says, love me some Yak. Elizabeth, I'm so glad you bought. I sold 10 quick at $887 and got the rest of my CKB. Wow. I'm still trying to get you on. You said email you.
Elizabeth.
Hit me up on Twitter or something. I don't know how to get in touch with you if you're on Twitter. Please let me know. We'd love to have you on at least one of our channels and just talk about your crypto, because a lot of the stuff that you've been chatting in our live streams is some golden, like you've been in for a long time. You mentioned this in the live stream last week about Quick, and I got a couple, and I checked it the other day. Or when I actually recorded one of my videos, one of the top gainers was QuickSwap, and it rung a bell as I was filming. I was like, that's what just shot up to like $900, and I had a couple of them. So, fun fact for you guys.
Yeah, she's definitely one of the top, if not the top investor that visits these live streams and our channels, bar none. So,
Let's see.
great calls on that, Elizabeth, for sure.
Strykah picture looks awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Here's that decanter that I was
that looks
talking
sick.
about. I put a little bit of a duct tape on the end because I had a fear that if this thing was by my crypto miners, it may heat this whiskey that's in here and basically pop the cork out. So basically, I just, I can just take that tape off at any time. But yeah, here it is. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It holds a
Now-
750. So
Now my
I'll put
videos can
this
get
one.
flagged for violence or something. You have a glass AK-47. Let's see. Most excellent man. I got some Glenlivet 18 over Christmas. Nice. Let's see. All right. So I guess Elizabeth adopted Marcos. Sounds like.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
She's looking for any more people to adopt. I'm wide open.
Nice. Stu, what's going on? I got my Smokey the Bear shirt on that my sister sent me. She's a U.S. forestry officer out in Colorado. They're having some crazy wildfires apparently out in
Really?
Boulder, Colorado, I think. But I don't think it's anywhere near her. She's way up in the mountains and whatnot. But let's see. When are you guys going to get a Discord? It's just more stuff to manage. I don't know. Maybe one of these days.
Oh, man.
I'm on Discord a lot, though. I've got like 20, 30 different groups. I can't even keep up anymore. It's insane.
Yeah.
But
it's tough to manage.
Let's bring in our special guest, one of my moderators. He's a good dude. He's from Australia. So like I said, he's like, I think it's like 1-2 o'clock in the afternoon. Strykah Coin. What's going on,
baby?
brother?
How are you?
How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Thought I might finally join everybody and get amongst it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Glad to have you on. Would love to, talk about some things in Australia, like the top crypto exchanges. Like, I don't know anything about crypto over there. I'm sure you're going to be the subject matter expert.
Basically, I use an exchange called SwiftX, but they use KYC. So a lot of you guys over in America aren't huge on that. I'm trying to work out why. Because with my government, similar to you guys, with my government, if they're going to find out, they're going to find out. I can do whatever I want. I can delay the experience, but if they want to come for you, they'll find out.
That's crazy.
Damn.
I just reckon my ledger I might have a boating accident and I'll drop it off the edge of my yacht.
Hopefully Voyager, I don't know when they're going to come to Australia. Haven't heard Steve or anyone talk about it, but I know Canada's right around the corner. The New York Bit license is right around the corner. You got Europe. I think they're starting in France and Germany in March timeframe. So I'm sure sometime maybe next year they'll come to Austria and Europe and Asia probably.
Yeah, hopefully it shouldn't be too long. Normally, what will happen is over in New Zealand, as soon as you start hearing whispers here that New Zealand's getting anything new, we're about a month behind them.
Okay.
Which is weird because if you actually go to New Zealand as a country, they're like 10 years behind us. So,
wow.
Oh wow.
When it comes to crypto, though, they seem to get accepted first. Again, it might be a government thing. The government might be a bit easier to deal with over there.
Yeah, my sister had a pen pal from New Zealand growing up as like a kid. Just random fun fact. She was pretty cool. Apparently, like, isn't New Zealand like a real beautiful country? Like, that's the extent that I know about New Zealand.
The water over there that you can go to the beaches and stuff's real nice. Like, yeah, it's just a really nice kind of foresty place. Again, very similar to Australia. Lots of nice animals and stuff like that. I haven't been there myself, but obviously with it being just next door, we learn a lot about it in school, and we've got a lot of New Zealanders here as well. That's really funny. One of the biggest things about New Zealanders is that they built like the men are built like big, tough men, and then they talk with a really squeaky voice. they all speak with like a real squeaky, like high-pitched accent. So it's real funny. You have somebody who's just like, I'm going to punch your head in. It's just like, yeah, right.
Interesting.
What's the weather like? I mean, I'm sure it depends on what part of Australia you're from, but like here in New Jersey, it's, what does my thing say? It's 48 degrees. Whereas like down in Florida right now, it's like 65, 70 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm sure you guys are Celsius. So
yeah, we're Celsius, so that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, we'd have to convert it over to Fahrenheit. But is it pretty warm right now, or is it like jackets and?
Sitting on 36 degrees at the moment in Melbourne, where I'm from. So 36 degrees Celsius, whatever that is in
Fahrenheit. Someone do the.
So that's 96 Fahrenheit. Holy shit.
96 degrees Fahrenheit?
So
Ooh, it's hot.
It's hot over there.
That's warmer than Florida right now.
Before this live stream, I just came back from one of the public pools. It's that hot.
Okay.
Is it hot like year round, or is it you have your seasons over there?
Generally where I live in Melbourne, they say that it's the city of all seasons. We can have all the seasons in one day. So 1 minute you're putting on a hooded jumper to go outside, and then you could be out at the shops, and then next thing you know, you're stuck with this bloody jumper to carry around for the day, or hoodie or sweatshirt, whatever you guys call it.
That's crazy. So it's kind of like Caribbean weather, but does it rain a lot too? Like, can it be really sunny one day and then just rain?
Yeah, it gets really muggy here. In my state, it's probably not so bad. We've got a state here called Western Australia, and they get really, really, like, because it's so hot and raining all the time, it seems like. So it's just like really muggy, sweaty weather all the time.
Nice.
Is that year round then?
That is year round for them over in Western Australia. Wow. But yeah, but for us, it's in Melbourne, where I'm from in Victoria. It's generally cold, and then our summer obviously gets hot, and then we're just back to cold for all the other seasons after that.
Okay.
Nice.
Interesting.
All right. So since you're already talking, I'm going to put you right out front and center. Let's hear about your crypto story. How did you get into crypto? And I think we found each other through like CKB. I don't know if I don't remember exactly how I found you, or if you used to comment on 6FIGS channels and then we just kind of connected or something. But I know you're pretty much invested in the same stuff I am: CKB, StormX, Cardano, right? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I pretty much, since I found you guys, I've been following you around the internet. It seems to be working out for me pretty good so far.
Nice.
That's good.
But yeah, basically, my crypto story goes. It was a bit random. I watch a comedian here in Australia called Lewis Spears, and he basically hit a point in his career, and he started out with Ethereum. But when the GameStop thing happened and all of that happened, he did a podcast, and he got on there and he basically said jokingly, you know what? Find the craziest sounding thing that you can find, and go and bet your mortgage on it. He's just like, why not? That's what we're doing now. In like after the GameStop thing, like the craziest thing that you can think of, because that's got the people power behind it. That's going to be the future, whether you like it or not. So that if people can get a laugh out of it and you can get everybody around your idea, of course it's going to be more valuable. Things are only as valuable as people make them. So, and that got me thinking and stuff. And then he went from there. And then the first crypto that he bought was Dogecoin, just before it did its big run up and Elon started talking about it. And so I actually sat back and I watched him make enough money off Dogecoin to go and put down a deposit on a house.
Nice.
And yeah, so I was very happy for him, but I was struggling to sleep at night, being like, how did you just go from where I was yesterday and today you can buy your own house? Like that's amazing. Like I went in on this stuff. So I bought Doge, and then through Doge I found Cardano, and I got accepted into the Cardano community really, really quickly. I really appreciate a lot of the crypto Twitter people from the Cardano space. Actually, they really, because I'm not the smartest of individuals, so they really helped carry me for the first few months there. And I had one of my friends, he runs a stake pool for Cardano. He goes by Hero Pool. And yeah, he even taught me how to do mining. Like before it, I just had very basic computer knowledge, but he taught me how to set up a GPU mining on my computer. And so I started mining some Ergo and started learning about Cardano. And then the whole time, because I just missed out again, like when I got into Cardano, it had already done its big run and started the very, very long journey downwards, which we've been on for a while now. So I sat there the whole time. I was like, this is fun. I'm having a great time. I'm meeting great people, but I seem to just keep missing out. I really need to find that coin or that token that's going to do what Cardano did, but before it does it. That's what I really want. And then I started looking into CKB. I found it easy to study once I worked out how to use Google's translator, because a lot of the original stuff that I was reading was all in Chinese.
Yeah.
So I translate that. I read up as much as I could about Nervous Network. And then just, again, it was similar to Doge, Nervous Network. We're going to connect all of these cryptos together. I thought, hey, that's a bit funny.
Yep.
That's a bit cool. Like, that makes sense to me. Let's go. And I've just dedicated my time. I spend probably 90% of my time just doing Nervous Network stuff. And I'm slowly trying to move over and find a community for StormX as well, because I believe StormX can have a community like we have at CKB.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much my ramble. I'm still just learning as I go. I've unfortunately been out of work due to all the COVID stuff for the last nearly 3 years. So I've just got everything banked on crypto, and it needs to work out. It just has to.
It will. I definitely think it will.
Yeah.
I think we're still early. Even if you think you're late to the game, if you got in early this year, we've had massive gains. You know, in the beginning of the year, we had that, the trend downward in the summer, and then we kind of went up a little bit, and now we're dumping a little bit, and everyone's kind of like, nothing happened to what everyone thought was going to happen. We didn't have this big blow off top in December, but usually, like, if everyone thinks one way, it's probably not going to happen type of thing, and that's kind of what's happening. And now since I spend a lot of time looking into crypto and YouTube and all that stuff, it kind of seems the mindset's shifting away from that, and now we're extending into, next year, like we're in a super cycle type of thing.
Yeah.
And when you were talking about interoperability and, CKB trying to connect everything so it makes, crypto seamless for the average person, that's another reason why I like CKB. Yeah. And I watched a video today about someone was talking about interoperability and, the differences between different blockchains and just how to mesh everything together. Is CKB a layer 0 then? That was the word that came up. You got layer 1 and layer 2. Is interoperability a layer 0? Would that be considered what CKB is?
That'd be a question for Jordan Mack.
Or Elizabeth. Elizabeth might know. Yeah. But that came up. He said, interoperability is going to be layer 0. That might be what next year's potential coins that people are going to start looking into. CKB. Yeah. And then there was another one that this guy said, and I don't even remember the name of it. But I think these projects that are coming up, or CKB's already doing it, just hasn't blown up, or I don't know why it hasn't taken off yet, but it's just trying to connect every other blockchain and together for like one, because it's, it's a pain in the ass when you have MetaMask and you're trying to like either buy an NFT or you're trying to stake something on Solana, but then you can click the button in the top right corner and, which blockchain? Like, for the average person that doesn't know anything about crypto, that's going to be mind blowing. I mean, it's still hard for me. I've been in crypto for 5 years. So I think, interoperability is what's going to win, next year, and regulations. I think 2022 is going to be the year of regulations with stable coins and whatnot. I think it's much needed. I think that's what's going to take off the crypto market next year. And another article I read with, what's that guy from Shark Tank, the billionaire dude? There's
Mark Cuban.
Not Cuban, the bald one.
Kevin, oh really?
Yeah, Kevin.
Right. I think Kevin
O'Leary.
O'Leary, sorry,
yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep. He just announced that he's putting 20% of his net worth into crypto.
No shit.
Which he was so against it, and then now it's funny, all these big wigs who were anti this, anti that, now they're coming out and pumping crypto.
It's so funny that you bring that up. I've been watching mad Shark Tank reruns the last month and a half, and getting to know Mark Cuban and Kevin, whose last name I never remember. I know what they all look like, but it's really interesting because I watched a lot of. He's all over YouTube as well at the moment. His channel's quite big, and it seems like he's getting a lot of views on him at the moment. So if he's converting over and he's decided that he wants to start putting his money, and everybody follows what he does more than I follow you guys even. So, it can only be good for crypto.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
any thoughts on that, 6FIG?
Yeah, just kind of piggybacking off of what you were talking about, and the fact that we are really so early into this game. And I know Strykah, when I first started getting into this, I had the same problem as you, where it just seems like you get in after the pump and then you suffer the consequences. But then again, kind of going back to what Crypto Airborne was saying, where we are still so early, even though we've missed these pumps. I was talking to two of my nephews over the holiday break here, and let's see, I believe they are the ages of, well, I want to say one is probably in the 8th grade, the other one might be a senior in high school. So they brought up NFTs or something. I said, oh, so what do you know about NFTs? And even though they knew of them, they were completely incompetent about like crypto and Dogecoin and all this other stuff. I'm like I'm scratching my head going, your generation should be all over this. Like, so that just kind of reaffirmed in my mind that, hey, there really is 2% of the world's population that possibly hold crypto. And if we really think about it, once we start seeing even 5-10% of the world's population hold crypto, we're going to see these market caps pump to incredible amounts. But it is one of those things where, just kind of piggybacking off Airborne there, like we're still so early to the game. It's just not even funny. And it stinks saying that, especially since everything's been kind of downhill for the last month or two, since Bitcoin highs, things like that. And Airborne, you are on mute, brother.
Whoops. I said, as you were talking about that, it made me think about all the world's money and markets in one visualization. And I talked about this on one of my previous videos, just to show kind of how early we are. And if you guys have been around crypto for a while, I'm sure you guys have seen this. But if you are new, it's kind of like a visualization of like one block. So silver, all of silver is only 43.9 billion. Keep in mind, this article is from May 27th, 2020, so it's a little dated. And then they have cryptocurrency at the time was 244 billion, whereas right now we're at 2.21 trillion.
Wow.
Think about that. In like a year, a little over a year and a half or whatever.
That's insane.
We've grown. So then it keeps going on. It keeps getting bigger and bigger, like with how much money is into, whatever market it is, military spending, U.S. budget deficit, 3.8 trillion, All the coins and banknotes is 6.6 trillion. The Fed's balance sheet 7 trillion. All the billionaires in the world equals 8 trillion. Gold 10.9 trillion. Everyone thinks we're going to surpass that. With crypto, or people are selling their gold and putting into cryptos. Bitcoin, digital gold 2.0. The Fortune 500 companies. I don't think it has a number here, but you could just kind of like see Microsoft 1.34 billion, Amazon 1.1. No, it's trillion. 1.3 trillion, right?
No, it'd be billion.
Okay. Alphabet 938 billion, 598 billion for Facebook. Stock market. So the stock market's total is 89.5 trillion. Imagine all the people, not playing the stock market and going into crypto. I don't know. I own one share of stock, and that's Coinbase stock, one on Robinhood. That's it. I'm 99.8%, whatever, 9% crypto.
And I have a theory about the whole stock market and crypto exchange. The Securities and Exchange Commission, I mean, I hate them. I hate their guts. They shield all these crooked ass bankers on Wall Street. In addition to that, they really do try to keep the poor. And I'm not saying that like with any disrespect to any poor people, but if you have the knowledge and power to make your own trades on a Wall Street through Robinhood, they have limits to $25,000 and how many times you can trade. So you can make 3-day trades in a 5-day period. Like, that's not a free market at all. And I do think that a lot of these younger generations are not going to take it. And so here in crypto land, we can make as many trades as we want in a day. We can make 100 trades in an hour. Yeah. And so we have complete control. And I can remember back in the day trying to deal with this, this pattern day trading limit and having to open multiple accounts with multiple exchanges. And it's just a big nightmare keeping money in all these other, tucked away in all these other exchanges and having all these other accounts. It's a pain in the butt. In addition to that, what I disagree with the Securities and Exchanges Commission on is that here you can open up account. You limited to, if your account's more than 25,000, you can day trade all you want. If it's under, you're limited to that 3 trades in a 5-day trading period. But get this, you can go out and leverage $200,000 in stock options and completely lose it all. And now you're upside down paying lawyers' fees for Robinhood and yourself. And now you've got to pay back some high interest payments to restore the the margin call. So I think a lot of people are really sick of that, and we will see a lot of that stock market money flow into crypto as these younger generations, like Gen Z, the millennials, and stuff like that, start wisening up.
Yeah, they're talking about it in the chat. Like the average age of a crypto investor, I think Marcos said, I don't know where you got your data from, is like 37, 38 years old. And then he's like 30s is the new 20s.
He's got a point.
Yeah, everyone's about, I'm 35. I'll dox my age. I don't really care. I've said it before. But yeah, it seems like the majority is between 25, 35, 40-ish are the ones that I come across that are into crypto.
No way do you get to be the youngest one here, 6FIG. That's not fair.
I look older than I am. No, I'm just kidding. I'll just say this. I'm in between 30 and 40.
Right. Yeah, that I'll accept. Okay.
Everyone thought you were like an old man or something when you did your face.
Who brought up the beard? Somebody brought up a beard somewhere along the line, and that's what had me thinking that you were an older guy.
I had a lot of comments this last week or two where it was like, I thought you had a beard. I thought you were like 50 or 60 years old. Your voice makes you sound older than you are, kind of thing. And it just is what it is.
Yeah.
Here I am.
I was saying to Airborne before the live stream started that, again, the first couple of videos that you did, I was trying to work out if you were using a program or something, because your voice is so radio-like. Like,
That's
I thought
funny.
you might have just tricked us again, and then like a month later being like, haha, that wasn't really me. That's some AI program.
And I used to joke about that too with people that, I used to tell them I'd say, like, I'll use some AI deep fake software to, I don't know, mess with people. But yeah, I've had a lot of people tell me that I got a radio voice, and hopefully I've got a TV face. But
the golden voice of crypto. It's like that one guy. Remember that homeless dude that had that golden voice?
comparing me to, I know who you're talking about.
Well,
I know
no,
who you're
I'm just
talking
talking about the voice. But that's what it reminded me of, because he said the golden voice, and the golden voice was that one big popular YouTube video where the dude was homeless, and I don't know if he used to be a radio broadcaster or something, and then got homeless, but then the video went viral, and then like he got his life back together just from that YouTube video because some random person, and that's what it reminded me of.
He had a set of pipes, man.
What?
For sure.
Oh yeah.
It's just he was amazing. His voice sounded like it was AI or something. It was insane.
Stu said that he could see you doing voiceovers for animated shows.
Man, I tell you what, I used to do some commercials back in the day, but
what?
Nothing for voiceover stuff. Yeah, I used.
You should do a podcast. You got a podcast like voice.
Ooh, I don't know, man. I do podcasts, video
or
podcasts.
Just no. This is what a lot of people do is they'll just take their YouTube videos and just convert it to audio and then upload the same exact thing. I mean, add an intro or something, and I forget the one guy. There's some YouTuber that does that, and he's actually pretty big.
Raking that Spotify money as well.
Yeah. I think what we could do is have Marcos on, and he could talk about the ingredients in his favorite rash cream for sure. I had to get a cheap shot in because he's not here to defend himself. He's in the comments.
Yeah, that's funny. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to show you guys this about the visualization of just how early we are into crypto, and we're just a couple blocks in the grand scheme of things, because just global wealth is 360 trillion, like derivatives 11.6 trillion gross, notional 558 trillion, one could quadrillion. It gets insane.
So much money.
Yeah.
I did want to talk about briefly your guys' thoughts on this, how tomorrow, well, at least for Strykah today, sometime tomorrow, then I guess on the January 1st, but at least in America, there's 6 billion options expiring for Bitcoin. So do you think that's already played a role into the price? Because usually after options expire at the end of the month, this is the yearly one, price seems to climb after that.
Yeah, and we'll have to see how many options actually get written, because at the end of the day, we need people to write calls and puts for people to buy them. So, I mean, we could be seeing some similar situation to GameStop where people are writing a bunch of puts and we get some crazy short squeeze on Bitcoin or something, burning the writers of the put options contracts. But it wouldn't surprise me if people started writing some, I don't know, far out options contracts just because of the volatility in crypto. Obviously, you don't want to write a bunch of $50,000 options contracts going into the new year for like September of 2022, because there's a good chance you're going to get burned. And if those options contracts come to fruition and Bitcoin's at 70,000, well, you're gonna eat some pretty bad losses.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how that process plays out. I do think it's going to be kind of test the waters situation for a lot of writers. But if we get some hedge funds in there that can produce or write some heavy call options contracts or heavy put options contracts, is what we'd probably want in this case, because the heavy players, let's say if you want the market to go up, well, you're going to write a bunch of put options contracts in hopes that the market doesn't go down. So that way, everybody that buys these put options contracts basically ends up with worthless contracts, and you pocket the money.
So this is saying there's 129,800 option contracts worth more than 6 billion set to expire. That's a lot, right? Than normal.
So I don't really pay too close of attention to the options market with crypto, but just by looking at this, I would say that major players are betting that crypto is going to go down for the month of December, which it kind of has. But
it says the price move trend usually comes from spot market manipulation by option sellers to push the spot price closer to the strike price at which the highest number of open option contracts expire worthlessly. Yeah. That creates maximum losses, so-called max pain for option buyers. The max pain point for Friday's option expirations 48,000.
Yeah. So 48,000, that's interesting. And I can tell you guys that when it comes to options, I love options trading. The last options contracts that I were messing around with were Nikola.
Yeah.
It's a great move. I basically almost 50% increased my stock portfolio off that. But the thing was with options contracts, a lot of times what you will see on a Friday afternoon is you'll see some crazy dump and then you'll see some crazy pump after hours. So these hedge funds will dump the market right before the bell, market closes, and then in after hours they will go ahead and pump the currency, whether it's crypto or stocks, and that's how they make their money.
Yeah, and then
if I had $1 billion to play with, I could turn that into $1 trillion like by next year.
And plus, it's the end of the year, and there's people watch trading and stuff, and everyone wants to reset their, everything back to a fresh year or whatever. So I don't know. I just thought that was pretty curious. I'm curious to see what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens once 2022 rolls around. But if you could scroll down for a second. So, man, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with some of these. I'm going to have to look at some of these options contracts and what people are actually writing.
Yeah. But yeah, I just thought that'd be pretty interesting for price movement tomorrow. I have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then another quick news, MicroStrategy's buying more Bitcoin, $94.2 million worth. As of December 29th, they held about 124,391 Bitcoin, purchased at an average price of $30,159.
Uh-huh.
I'd love just one of them. We'll do it. Thanks.
Yeah, it's crazy. Michael Saylor's he's just a long-term believer in Bitcoin, and I think it's insane. He doesn't really look at the price and the charts, and people criticized him and whatnot because they're just like, why doesn't he pay attention to the charts and buying the dip? He's a long-term believer of Bitcoin. He doesn't care what it is, pretty much. He just keeps buying, and their company holds the most Bitcoin, I believe, like anybody. But they purchased and held 124,391 Bitcoins, purchased at an average price of $30,159. So the value of it's over 5.9 billion. Company has a market cap of 6.1 billion. I believe they basically doubled the company's market cap from just investing in Bitcoin, which is insane.
That's interesting.
But just another quick thing I wanted to share with you guys. But let's see. Let's check out the comments real quick. Oops.
You got some comments. I just refreshed my
there's a whole
conversation. 132.
There's a whole conversation going on about like CKB. I can't keep up. I'm gonna skim through it real quick. Then we'll, I guess, jump into some TA on Bitcoin to see where we're at. But let me check Elizabeth Allen. I think people were not arguing, but just going back and forth to talk about if CKB is a layer 1, layer 2, blah, blah, blah. Elizabeth said Bitcoin's a layer 1 for security. Ethereum is the layer 2 for usability, though the smart contracts, through smart contracts, the CKB tokens are used for paying rents on Nervos. That is what passes the fees.
Yeah. So CKB is it's interesting because it's proof of work and proof of stake at the same time, meaning that I've got all these miners here running proof of work, but then you have the Nervos DAO, which is paying out stakeholders for staking their CKB. So it's kind of a wash between the two, but Elizabeth is right in this respect. And with CKB, layer 1 is really considered the security blanket of the blockchain. It's what layer 2 trusts. And I'm actually going to be doing another video with Jordan Mack discussing some of the more higher end security aspects of CKB and what makes it so special and different from other cryptocurrencies. So that is a video in the works.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Some comments I'm reading. I'm not gonna.
Oh, Airborne. I think I see some rash cream in the background.
Yeah. Oh, I'm down to join these guys as part of a YouTube crypto squad. Let's do it, gentlemen. Hashtag rash cream squad.
I like it. I like it.
Nice.
I like it. Let's get it going. Strykah, Marcos, Airborne, myself, anybody else that wants to join is more than welcome. But I know Marcos, and I'm gonna steal Marcos's thunder here. He's firing up a YouTube channel.
Oh, really?
So we got to.
I know he was talking about it. Nice.
Comes, yeah. So I'm sorry.
I tried to have him on
Marcos.
tonight, but I think he's got to work a little bit later. So,
yeah.
But he's still on the chat.
Choosing work over, family.
Come on, bro. But anyway, yeah, let's just jump into some TA. Hopefully that was enough small talk. I know last week there was some people complaining. Well, one dude.
There's always
straight to TA. Oh, how about how you doing, 6FIG on New Year's or Christmas Eve or whatever? Or how's your Christmas?
Yeah,
I don't care. It's whatever. You guys can say whatever you want. You guys don't have to watch me. I don't care.
Now, how are your holidays, 6FIG? Now get on with the TA.
What's that? Yeah.
I said, how are your holidays, 6FIG? Now get on with the TA.
Before I can respond, you want me to get into it?
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's funny.
All right. I was supposed to have someone else message me while we were talking that was supposed to come on. I don't see them. They might pop in a little bit later. I'll add them. That'll be a little surprise. But you got your screen shared?
Yes, sir. Just let me know when we're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know how you're gonna have to do that now.
Is it showing? What are you guys seeing?
Oh, so I see us.
Okay. What about now?
There you go. Yep, I can add you. So
here's the deal. So I'm operating in a different part of my house, and I've got my computer way on the other side of the house, and I've got basically like 3 or 4 monitors plugged into this thing with like cables running all over the house. So as long as you guys can see this chart and this whole screen, can you guys see this this yoke chart?
Well, I'll add it right now. So
okay,
and then I can just full screen it so we're not in there. And then there we go. I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick, but yeah, let's whatever you want to do first. I don't care.
You know what? Let's in honor of Elizabeth, let's look at QuickSwap and what exactly happened. And I don't know if this is the right chart because this only shows QuickSwap going up to $566. Which I want to say it went up way higher. Here's one that shows 650, and I want to say that this thing went up to like 900 some odd dollars. So I think what we'll do is again, we are limited on the exchange, and these prices are very limited to what price is reached on a certain exchange. So I think that we'll just go with QuickSwap on KuCoin. I like KuCoin. Okay, so here is QuickSwap on KuCoin. And what exactly do we have going here? Well, we have a mega surge in price, And let's just look at this on a 12-hour chart. So we can see that this thing had some sort of run to the upside. And we can really notice that there might be some sort of possible Elliott wave theory. And if this does happen, we may see QuickSwap go even higher than $900. I do know that this thing went to about $900. If somebody, Strykah, if you can monitor the comments and see if anybody is saying the exact price that this thing went to.
All right, I'm back.
Okay.
It went up to like 900 something. I think
Okay.
918, but I did notice on some of the TradingView charts, it didn't even go up that high. I don't know.
And it's just based off the exchange. So I'm wondering what exchange it really ran up to on that time frame. But for now, I do think that we are going to either experience some sort of head and shoulders, possibly, or we are going to see some sort of Elliott wave theory movement to the upside. The only thing that we need to make sure is that if this is true Elliott wave theory, folks, bear with me 1 second, is that we see 0.4 not exceed or go lower than 0.2. And I'm thinking that we might see a bounce off this 50 moving average. So I do think that QuickSwap possibly could be kind of ranging on the 12-hour chart down towards this 50 moving average. RSI is at 53, so it's kind of ranging right in the middle, meaning that we could really see this thing drop off a cliff, or we could really see this thing start pumping again. But it would not surprise me to see something like this, as crazy as it sounds. And I do know that we are not getting accurate data as to some of the true all-time prices on this. But we are trading way too far away from this portion of the cloud to go higher. I can assure you of that for right now. So I'd like to do one last thing on QuickSwap before we move on, and that is Fibonacci time sequence. Again, I haven't really paid too much attention to this, but I want to just run this swing high, or maybe even this swing high. Man, I want to say that look out for January 2nd, 2022. We're on a 12-hour chart. Let me really bring this down to a 1-hour chart.
She said it went $939 quick on Coinbase.
Oh, it was on Coinbase. Okay. So that makes sense. We don't have access to Coinbase here.
Why is that? Because it's so new, you think?
It's just TradingView. TradingView has some of the better charts, but it's garbage when it comes to actually picking up some of these coins. This is somewhat of a newer coin too, so yeah. I'll cut TradingView a little bit of slack since they just picked this up in November of 2021. I don't know how long this thing's been around.
Here's a random question real quick. Are there any other like charting websites besides TradingView? I know everyone uses TradingView. Is there no competition for it?
You know what? They make a very user-friendly charting software for crypto and stocks. Now, I'll say the other one that might have some sort of competition, and I've been waiting for this for the last year, is Thinkorswim TD Ameritrade. Currently, they only cover stock, which is ridiculous. For a outfit that large, they should have cryptocurrency built into the Thinkorswim platform. I use Thinkorswim sometimes when I will make some trades, intraday trades. I will use Thinkorswim primarily because it gives me the option to look at charts. But then when I want to execute a trade, I can just execute the trade from Thinkorswim. So I think if TradingView integrated some sort of platform where they could, you could hook up your crypto wallet to or something like that and make trades and they kind of become an exchange, they would really, really have the market cornered.
But Dex Tool. So Elizabeth said Quick is 100 million market cap and only 327,000 token circulation. Overall 10 million. So it's a DEX on the Polygon network, essentially. And Elizabeth, I just want to double check what you said the overall total supply is. You said it's 10 million. And CoinGecko, it says 1 million max supply. So I don't know if that's...
I wonder what's that other one? I use CoinGecko, and then I use
CoinMarketCap.
CoinMarketCap. Yep, exactly.
But yeah, QuickSwaps on CoinGecko shows 1 million max supply with 361,000, which is nothing in this coin. Like,
right.
Like when you think of something like that with such low supply, I think of what's that finance? The most popular, Yearn Finance. I want to say Yearn Finance. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly what
max supply.
About.
Okay, so it's
like 30K,
36,000. Yeah, so 36,000.
Okay. Yeah.
Circulating supply. That's crazy, but yeah.
Yep. So if you're trading QuickSwap, keep your eyes on the date of January 4th, 9 a.m. Central Time. Just looking at this Fibonacci time sequence, we can go back in time and look, and it said, hey, right in this area, we're going to see a reversal. Right in this area, we're going to see a reversal. Right in this area, a reversal. You can kind of see even it basically called out the exact time price was going to pump here. So I do think that right around within an hour to maybe 4 hours of 11 a.m. Central Time, January 4th, might be a good time to really pay attention to QuickSwap. And I hate spending any more time on this because I know that these prices are not accurate. So let's go ahead and select the next coin. Are there anything that you wanted to cover, or Strykah? Do you have anything for us?
Bitcoin, maybe. Strykah's not there. I don't know if he's...
Oh, did we lose him?
YokaiSwap, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. That's maybe some charting if you can get the chart to work on Yoke.
For YokaiSwap?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I did pull this up here. So we have, I'm going to get rid of this. So this is YokaiSwap, and I wish I could pull this up on TradingView, but it seems like AveDex has somehow connected to YokaiSwap through TradingView, but then it's not available on TradingView. It's crazy that we have to do this. 24-hour volume is down some. When I did a YokaiSwap video the other day, it was well above 1 million. The liquidity, 31 million. So that is interesting, to say the least. I don't recall what it was when I did that last video. But one thing that I was speculating on YokaiSwap was the potential for a bullish Gartley to occur. Unfortunately, one of the side effects of this bullish Gartley would require price action to trade down to like the 10 or 15 cent level, which, man, I would not want to see, because I like YokaiSwap. I don't want to see it fail whatsoever, and it's not going to fail, but price action could suffer. I guess that's probably the more proper word that I should be using. But we can see that if we use this point up here as A, this point down here as X, and we really measure up some Fibonacci extensions off these two levels, we can see that around the 61.8, we have a penetration of this territory in between the 61.8 and 786. Now, technically, when you're drawing up a Gartley pattern on a bullish scale, we can see price action really run up to A, which is right here, but it cannot go higher. If that does happen, then it's not a Gartley pattern. But if we can see that, okay, price has penetrated the 61.8 in between the 786, that's what I like to see when I'm looking at this. So this is considered a bullish Gartley pattern, folks. So keep that in mind. So next thing we're going to do is look at the X axis to the A axis. And what I'm looking for here is for price action. Excuse me, I bumped the mic. For price action to penetrate the 61.8, but not go any lower than the 786. And this is very important that we do not go lower than the 786, because that would basically nullify this whole pattern. Now, when I look at this, we can see that, okay, price action has violated this box here. It's violated this box here. It's a good indication that, hey, this might be a valid pattern that is showing up. So then what we're going to do is measure off point B up to A. And we are going to be looking for a retracement down to the 127. And that is right around 9-10 cents ish, somewhere in there. Now, the one thing about YokaiSwap is that, we really do not have any solid charts on YokaiSwap, but this Aave Dex. That's it. There's really nothing on CoinGecko that I'm aware of, or any other outlet that shows us a clear history of what exactly is going on. And quite frankly, anything that connects to YokaiSwap from now on may not even include some of this price action. So with that in mind, we don't know how secure, how easily, we don't know how accurate this data is, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But what we can see is this is a big scam wick to the upside. We have a lot of support right at the 70-cent level. And I'm just going to reset this down to that 70-cent level just based off that.
Yeah.
So
I
10-cent level.
Filoni said, I've seen a lot of people do TA. I've never seen anyone else talking about Gartley patterns or fib time sequences and the Ichimoku cloud. And I agree, dude. Like, I watch a lot of YouTubers and follow a couple big technical analysis people, but you're the only person that I've ever seen as well that uses Gartley fib time sequences in the Ichimoku cloud, which seem to be pretty well indicators and whatnot.
Yeah, and that is something, folks. This style of trading is not going to work, might not work for you. There might be some other indicators that work better. This is what works for me. This is what I've used for probably, I don't know, for a long time. Especially since the, like TradingView and these more sophisticated charting software have become available. This has really expanded my trading capabilities, and I've just kind of stuck to what I know. But if you would have asked me 10 years ago about the Ichimoku cloud, I probably would have looked at you confused, because it's not something I used back in the day. More so, I've used this within the last 3 to 5 years as charting software has become more sophisticated.
Yeah. And Josh said, couldn't that be a cup and handle?
So so you know what? You could make the argument that there might be some sort of quasi cup and handle here. If we throw this thing into logarithmic mode, bear with me 1 second. I mean, I guess that doesn't change too much. I wouldn't necessarily call this a cup and handle just because it's not really clean. The argument could be made that there may be something here, but this is just such a new chart. It's such new territory that it really wouldn't surprise me if we saw some sort of cup and handle here form. It really wouldn't. But, the Gartley pattern could fail too, since this thing is so new. But the thing I kind of look at is hype, things like that. Off this pump, I was one of the fortunate people that was able to get in early, and I made a significant amount off YokaiSwap, and I did buy back into farm or stake Yokai. But this is very typical of a very volatile price increase like this. We will likely see some sort of ABC correction happen. And whether that's this or this, we'll just have to wait and see. But technically, right now, we are seeing somewhat of a Gartley pattern, and we'll get into more of the scientific aspects of this in just a second. But, like I was saying, this 10-cent area might be a buy point if we see YokaiSwap head down to those levels. Not something that I want whatsoever. Trust me, folks. I hold YokaiSwap. I like it. I love the DEX. It's amazing. It's built on Nervos Network. How could you not like it? So with that said, let's just go ahead and throw up a Gartley pattern here. Whoops. Bear with me 1 second, folks.
And I learned about the Gartley pattern through another technical analysis YouTube channel called Mitch Ray TA.
Yeah.
I think I've told you about him. I've been watching him the last couple of years, and he's strictly technical analysis, and he's got a good channel. It hasn't really grown, but his main focus really isn't YouTube. It's Patreon. He's got a bunch of Patreon stuff, but he does that a lot of Gartley patterns on his. So that's one of the things I remember him talking about. I was like, hey, I think I brought it up to you in Crypto TA on one live stream. Asked you guys if you ever heard about it. Seems to be pretty accurate though, right? Like from
and you know what? It's super accurate if you can get all of these all these numbers to kind of line up. For example, some things that I'm looking for here, like 61.8, we're very close to some of these numbers. 127 is really what I'm looking for B to D, and that's telling me a 16-cent YokaiSwap. So that's a big difference from 10 cents to 16 cents. Doesn't sound like it, but it is. And it wouldn't surprise me to see, based off this pattern, that prices really kind of drift down to around these levels, or at least this 23-cent level, just based off this floor here. So it really is, it's a very concrete and scientific pattern, as long as you can get some of these numbers to line up. But with that said, I did a really in-depth video on YokaiSwap the other day, and just check that out on my channel if you want to see some more in-depth analysis on this. But this short and sweet, I think this thing could be headed to 10 to 16 cents.
Dang. All good.
As much as I hate to say that, trust me, folks, I love YokaiSwap. I mean,
let's look at the comments real quick. iFaloni said, take a look at the 3D Heiken Ashy Parabolic SAR.
Oops, sorry about that.
It's okay.
I went to look at the comments to check stuff out.
Have you ever heard of the 3D Heiken Ashy Parabolic SAR indicator on Bitcoin when you get to it?
I've never heard of that.
Alejandro, av.dex is so rough.
Agreed.
Josh said that Launchpad for YokaiSwap drops soon as well. FYI fundamentals sake, 6FIG. See, I don't know what that is. Do you know? There's too much stuff to keep up with.
Yeah, so whenever I hear stuff like that, I'm just kind of like, okay, is this news? It's been plentiful out there. Is it priced into the current price? That's always my biggest go-to. Is this something that's priced in? We won't know until things like that go live. But that could be the straw that breaks the camel's back to the upside or the downside.
Yeah. All right. We got Sushi Stew. What's going on? SushiSwap he wants.
SushiSwap? Okay, we'll pull that up.
Oh shit, my Cardano thing fell. You guys didn't tell me. It fell into my power supply. It's gonna
fire
or something.
That's all you need.
I got this on Etsy. It's
anyways.
weird. So it's just for looks.
It's not quite a circle, not quite an oval.
It's weird. Yeah, it's like what? It's like
Not
oval. It's like is the card? Is it this way, or is it this way? I think it's this way, right? This looks like it.
Sure.
That looks like
Look,
it.
look at how bad this is. It's so off-centered. They sent it to me. It's like to the right too much.
Man.
So they put it this way. So if it's that way, then I guess it's this way. Maybe
Yeah.
I did have it wrong. I don't know.
No,
It
it
looks
looks
different
good.
on the camera.
I don't know. It looks good to me. What do you think, Strykah?
It looks more like a circle that.
Yeah.
God, man.
He paid 2,000 ADA for this.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know. I try to make my background like yours 6FIG, and this is the mom's basement version of it, I guess.
Yeah. Mom's basement is dusty.
I got some Bitcoin too, guys. I got 2 Bitcoin.
Do you?
Yeah. Here's my first
Nice.
Bitcoin here, and shit.
Oh, jeez.
I got that one here. I got this in a candle. You know those like candles that you burn down and you win prizes? So there was this crypto candle. I did a TikTok video on it. Scam.
That's right.
It was a freaking scam.
Nothing
So it's
on
like,
the back.
really?
So there's a TikTok video I did earlier this year where they put prizes in here, like just whatever, and there was a QR code on the back, and then like it took you to a website, and then they would send you Bitcoin or whatever, and it said I won $5 in Bitcoin. I sent them my receive address for Voyager, never got it. So, and it got good reviews and stuff, but
Even if you get it on those kind of things, it's generally the next issue is, all right, cool, we've given you $5 of Bitcoin on our platform. No, you can't take it off. So it's still useless.
yeah. So
Right.
I'll just prop up my 2 Bitcoin that I own over here.
Yeah, that looks good.
So bad.
Looks better than the pillow, actually. I think the coin's
Ooh, the gold's like reflecting off of it. In
Yeah.
the light. It's kind of cool.
I like it.
All right. But anyway, what are we doing next?
Yeah, so I got SushiSwap pulled up here. Just let me know when we are concentrated in on this thing. And okay, looks like we are golden. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm operating off one monitor here, so just can you guys see this this screen here?
Yep. Full
Okay.
screen is yours.
Awesome. So this is very interesting because this really is I know a guy that has really made a killing off this latest pump who's just been buying all the way down. So this is a very nice thing to see for the SushiSwap holders. I am seeing a little bit of possible Elliott wave theory in play here. If we look at this thing on the daily chart, this thing has really made some leaps and bounds to get above the Ichimoku cloud. Now, this is very important. And we can see that price is crested above the 200 moving average. And I do think that SushiSwap is sitting decent. And we can really count out the Elliott wave theory possibly to the upside. It wouldn't surprise me to see price action close right on this 200 moving average and maybe move slightly more to the upside before it goes into some sort of ABC or ABCDE style consolidation. With that said, you have to look at this and wonder, okay, are we going to see some sort of inverse head and shoulders to the upside? This could be a reality for SushiSwap right now. One thing I do want to just go ahead and look at is the Fibonacci extensions, and I want to see what price action is fighting with right now. And we can see that price action is fighting with the 50% level, folks. Now, the 50% level is a very powerful level. Whether or not you're using extensions or retracements, you are going to have people buying the dip at 50% or 61.8. Just depends. 50% level on a retracement, okay, people make a damn good living on it. But when we start seeing an extension happen, this is going to provide us with some resistance. And it wouldn't surprise me to see this really kind of come down and recheck this 382 before it moves up to possibly this 61.8. And this might, in fact, be 0.4 to 5 within some sort of Elliott wave theory. But if it can break this downtrend, that would be so huge. Because SushiSwap, you know what? It's decent. There's a lot of scam coins that get developed on it, but for the most part, it is a pretty decent platform, to say the least. And if we really get technical with this thing, we could see that, hey, there are some trend lines to really pay attention to with SushiSwap, and that is somewhere around this $11.61 area. If we do get a bounce back downwards, we can see that, hey, maybe SushiSwap going into 2022 might be a solid buy, because what we have here is a falling wedge, and that's a very bullish signal for investors to really buy the dip on, because we will see price possibly kind of do one of these things and really accelerate to the upside.
Yeah, I personally have. I don't know. I don't think I've ever bought SushiSwap, but
Yeah.
who knows? There you go, Stewish Stew. Hopefully that helped you out a little bit. I do want to do a shameless plug from. Let me see. Boom. Strykah is holding a contest, or not a contest, giveaway basically. Drawn January 1st, 2022, Australian Eastern Standard Time, I guess that is. But what you guys basically got to do is just go to his profile, and he's got it pinned. Like and retweet that tweet. Follow all of us. Follow his Nervos Network Twitter list. Post a screenshot for proof, and he's going to be giving away 5,000 CKB.
Which is the equivalent to like $5,000 someday, possibly. Yeah. So it's a great giveaway. It's very generous. 5,000 CKB to just tuck away and forget about. It's nothing to scoff at. I like it.
Did you want to say something about the time? Because it's going to be confusing, I think, for if people are in the United States or wherever they're at. Because if it ends, it says at January 1st, 2022, AEST, what's the exact time?
Right. So I was going to do it so midnight for me. So like as it hits midnight, I'll be loading up the Twitter picker and going through and making sure that everybody did what they needed to do to be eligible. So it's 10 to 3 p.m. here right now. So okay. I'll be doing it at midnight tonight.
So probably just send some reminder tweets out to everybody.
Yeah. I'm gonna. I'll probably annoy a few people today because I'm gonna get pretty spammy about it for anybody that's missed out on entering. So I'm just gonna share it around everywhere and give everyone that last minute chance to do the couple of things to make themselves eligible.
Yeah, that's awesome that you're doing that.
A quick little bit of just a very quick story that goes with it. The reason that I'm doing it is I actually, and they've asked to remain nameless, but I had somebody a couple of months ago, for no particular reason at all, give me a small bag of CKB just because they liked the way that I was in the community, and it really gave me the leg up that I needed to keep going with it all. So I figured to celebrate the new year and Christmas that we've just had, I'd like to do a giveaway myself and give somebody else a bit of a leg up and a start to get into it.
Yeah, I love it. Just like, especially that's giving awesome, back to people. I think that's one of the biggest things that you can do in life. Just makes it's like a feel good thing. Like sometimes people are so worried about themselves and whatnot, but I think providing value, content, giving things back to someone else, I think is a good feeling for most people. Yeah. So that's good. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome that you're doing that, Strykah. I mean, definitely super high class. Yeah, to give that, I mean, hey, it's tough to give up CKB. I'm going to be straight up with you guys. I don't sell it. I rarely trade it unless I am 100% certain. And
Well, I've noticed, and again, not to brag and sound like a bit of an idiot, but I've noticed I'm actually giving away one of the biggest CKB prizes going for the last couple of months. There was another big company that's actually releasing a project, and they were giving away a similar amount, but it was just under what I was giving away, and you had to do a little bit more to be eligible for it. So it's a good opportunity for someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And another aspect of it I think is cool is that like with crypto, it's like worldwide. It's not just United States. Like I think I sent you some CKB, Strykah. You got it like that, all the way in Australia, like that.
That's
insane.
It's crypto. I love crypto, man. I don't know.
Dude. One thing I love about crypto, it doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care what your net worth is. It doesn't care what the color of your skin is, what your background is. It's just straight up legit. Like,
yeah,
it's so inclusive.
Either, which is my favorite. It does not care whether you've got 1 million friends or one friend. You can do crypto the same.
Well said. I agree. I mean, just the same thing. Like, you know, if you're passionate in any of these crypto communities, it's as simple as dropping a couple lines in some sort of chat room, and it's like, boom, you've got all these people that are instantly connected to you. Similar to all of our relationships here right now, even, you know, Strykah, Marcos included. I mean, without crypto, we would have never crossed paths. I'm certain of that.
Without getting too emotional, again, I actually respect you guys, and there's Crypto TA and Marcos and a couple of others that I'm probably forgetting to mention. I don't know. I've got more time for you guys and what you guys have got going on than people in my real life some days. Like some days people are just mucking around, we'll say, and not really taking life seriously, whereas I'm ready to take that next step. So if you can find people that are just like you, go for it. I reckon crypto is the place for it.
Yeah, and I'll piggyback off that, and I'll say that's a two-way street. I spend more time interacting through videos and making videos for the crypto community than I do actually probably interacting with my own family. Yeah. So when I talk about like stuff on YouTube and stuff, just know that, you know, I'm truly speaking to probably my second family, or, you know, people that are probably closer than cousins, or you know, secondary family members. So it's very important to me. So
yeah, I definitely agree. It's crazy how, you know, crypto can bring you together. Like, I mean, personally within my life and where I'm at right now, I don't have any friends in the area that I live in, as bad as that sounds. I actually just met up, he might be watching, with one of my old Army buddies from Infantry Officer Bulk School back in 2010. I did training with him to become infantry officer. I went through Ranger School, or I was in Ranger School with him. And we just been talking about everything that's going on, you know, present day. I'm not going to get into that. And like crypto, I got him into crypto, and we met up. He's a major at West Point. He teaches science and math, I believe, up there. But we met up the other day in Pennsylvania and just hung out and like talk crypto, just everything. It's like it's just hard to find people in real life around, at least for me, that are like like-minded and whatnot. So it's good. It's good to at least connect with people online. I mean, that's how me and 6Fig initially met. Now that you,
through YouTube, believe it or not, we've told the story before, and you know, we were the only drone pilots at the time with high quality drones uploading to YouTube. We somehow stumbled onto each other's channels, and I mean, become one of probably my best friend for the last 5, 6, 7 years.
Even though like I've only like
the rash cream. That means the rash cream cover has come off. The wife's about to lather it all over you.
Yeah, that's crazy. But no, I mean, I met you when I was had training at Amazon at some delivery station warehouse in St. Paul or something. Yeah. So that's where I met up, and we filmed the video. I think I can dox us or dox right? I told Strykah about this earlier,
I'm
or
sure.
maybe not. I don't know.
You have the video pulled up?
Well, no, I'm just saying that, like,
Oh.
if people really wanted to know who you were before you did a face reveal, all you had to do was go to my main channel page. I have my personal YouTube page, and I'm not hiding anything, guys. Like, come at me. I'm a military veteran, Army Ranger. I have lots of weapons and stuff. I don't really care. Come after me, bro. But no, if you go to my main channel and you check out some of my videos, you can see 6Fig in there with us doing drone stuff. And if you would have watched him, and you'd be like, oh, who's this guy? You'd hear his voice, be like, oh, that's 6Fig, but nobody did that. You know what I mean?
That's
true. I was telling Strike about that at 6Fig. I was like, oh, dude, no, you could have easily have doxed 6Fig before his face reveal. But yeah, we've known each other for like 5-6 years just through YouTube. And granted, you know, we've only met a handful of times in real life, and we've had great times in person and whatnot. But we're texting, we're calling each other. Like, crypto's bringing us together. It's awesome.
Every single day. There's not a day that goes by that I don't talk to you. So it's kind of crazy how that all works out. I mean, we've been doing videos for a long time. Now, from
Thank you, Sushi Stew. Holy crap, you didn't have to do that, bro. $20.
Nice.
Get you some coin, yeah. Should I get some sushi?
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Maybe I should.
That could be a cool little thing to do. Like, if anybody donates money, they can choose, like, what crypto you get. That would be wicked.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's
if you guys want to contribute, help support the channel, I'll use what you send me, and then I'll buy that crypto and then post it on Twitter as proof that I bought it. Cool. But the one thing I do want to note that I've learned through Mitch Ray TA's channel is that with super chats, it sucks because they take YouTube takes a big chunk, and they also the feds take a big chunk of that. So what Mitch Ray does, and I talked to 6Fig about this, is just tip us in crypto. So maybe putting our wallet addresses out there, because then you bypass, I don't know if I should say this on YouTube, but then you bypass all that, you know what I mean? Type of thing. We'll keep it at that. But something that we're looking at in the future, I know there's different streaming platforms out there. Like, I use StreamYard. Mitch Ray TA uses Streamlab, I think it is. Have you heard of Streamlabs? I think it's Streamlabs, where you can add all these widgets into what we're in right now. So you'll see a lot more than just us on the screen. I know a lot of YouTubers use StreamYard and whatnot, but then there's Streamlabs. If you stream all the time, you could add a little spinner thing on there, so I could create games for us to play, or a tip jar where, like, if the tip jar gets to a certain level, I'll drink, or we'll just get all messed up on live or something. I don't know. Like, but yeah, I really appreciate that. What'd you say?
Streamlabs is more popular here, but when you sent me the invite for this today, actually, I was gonna look into signing up to it after I jump off the live, because this is so much simpler. It might not have all the widgets and stuff, but for people who don't have a huge idea on what they're doing when it comes to streaming, this StreamYard thing looks really simple.
Yeah, so StreamYard, all the big crypto YouTubers per se use this, and it's real easy. I'm still messing with it and whatnot. But Streamlabs is the one you were talking about, and I was talking to 6Fig about that. It's more like stream oriented. So if your channel is more streaming, you can add widgets, like I said, to what you guys are seeing on YouTube.
You could go live on, say, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all at the same time at the click of a button. I'm pretty sure you can do with Streamlabs.
Yep. So as we grow together or whatever, like, there's lots of options, I think.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for the new decentralized social media.
Yep.
That'd be good.
Yeah, there's SoMe. If you guys heard of SoMe, people were talking about that at the SoMe app, but I don't think it really ever took off and whatnot. And then the other thing was decentralized phones, like having a phone connected to the blockchain and sending text messages over the blockchain. Think of the Helium network, HNT, all the Helium miners and all that. A decentralized platform. Imagine being connected to that network and not being connected to a cellular service like AT&T, Verizon, where you don't depend off of that, where this decentralized blockchain phone is going to use the Helium network, which could be you and I that have Helium miners, to connect us to a decentralized network. That's common.
Crazy. That's so cool. It's just one of many things, as you were just saying, though. One of many, many things to come that is just going to amaze everyone.
But that's a whole nother conversation I've been looking into recently is like decentralized internet, decentralized phones, because Apple right now probably has my mic enabled and listening to everything, whatever. And then my video is going to be banned or something, copyright striked for whatever. But yeah, it's coming, guys. So start thinking, how are we going to move all these videos from YouTube over to our new YouTube, decentralized YouTube channels? I know Theta TV or Theta, I think, has something. I've been talking to people. Haven't really done research on Theta.tv, I think is what it is. But with all this crazy stuff going on and everyone moving to decentralization and blockchain technology and be your own bank and whatnot, I think the next like 5 years is going to be crazy.
Yeah, what can we take over next? I love the idea of, like, as a kid, just growing up being like, why? I don't want to do this. This sucks. This is crap. I now live in a world where I don't have to. What an amazing
I think that's where the world is slowly heading with everything that's coming out. But on that note, I do want to bring in a quick special guest real quick. One of the OG founders of the VGX heroes. We got Floki. What's going on, man?
What's going on? It's so good to see you guys. You know, the last time 6FIG and you and I all hung out, it was such a good time. I wanted to join. And Strykah, it's so nice to be on a call. You're talked a lot about in this show, so it's nice to put a face to that as well. You know, I ended up making dinner and listening to you guys and cleaning up afterwards. And then you started doing the TA thing, and Airborne, you messaged me, and I was like, I have nothing to contribute there. I'll just wait till you guys are done.
I was thinking that. I was like, oh man, if he just pops in, it's be kind of random, but we'll try to figure out a way to just bring you in. But yeah, it worked out.
It worked out. Yeah. And what you guys were talking about with community and how it feels like a second family, 6FIG, you're absolutely right. You know, it's hopefully a healthy obsession because we're contributing to our investment in a very creative, community-based sense. So I wanted to jump on and just hang out. I thought it was the good time. And if you want to do some TA for VGX,
yeah. I mean, this stream, we're an hour and 30 minutes, but it literally feels like we just started. Like, times fly when you're having fun is legit. Like, I seriously feel like we haven't gone an hour and 30 minutes. Like, we can keep going and going. And I'm down for that because this is the last stream of the year, guys. So cheers to 2021. Hopefully 2022 is a lot better for crypto, our lives, just, you know, being your own bank type of thing with Voyager and decentralization and whatnot. I think hopefully 2022 is a lot better year. But yeah, what are we on to next? Let's see.
You know, another thing that you guys were talking about, I think that idea about when you get a big tip, someone chooses for you what to buy and then you post it. I think with the new year coming around, I think establishing new community traditions are really things we should try and think of early on in the year. And I think that was a really good example of that. So, and all the creative ideas that the community has, people just need to just do it.
And that, now that brings me another crazy idea. I love thinking about these things live, is with governance tokens in the community, like with these crypto coins becoming decentralized, they have governance tokens, they have DAOs, they have the community pretty much will set the stage for what this crypto is going to do. What about YouTubers? What is it? Like, your community of whoever follows you can kind of like dictate or manage like what you do. Like, granted, I still want to be a creator and be myself and put out the content, but my channel is not going to be anything without you guys watching me and following me. So if you tip me, if I create a fund or I create something, some coin, hey, how about before the stream, I put out a poll or something on Twitter. Everyone who donates tonight, I'm going to put the VGX. I'll take all that straight away and I'll post it and put it on my Twitter. And if you know me, I'm transparent. I don't really care. I'll do that. I spent $8,000 on VGX tokens the last 24 hours. I'd be happy to do that. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, hey, that's crazy. That's actually a great idea, Floki. Like, hey, anyone super chats tonight, I'll put that to VGX. Granted, I know, what's his name? Stewish Stew is a big sushi person. You know, Maybe I'll buy some SushiSwap for the first time with your $20 and then post it. Just a thought, right?
The power of posting a buy. It's real. I make a point to celebrate every single VGX purchase on Twitter. Some sort of random war scene, battle scene from Vikings, because there's something about that old school glory that it just gets people hyped. Go ahead, Strykah. I saw you.
And you posted something. Well, you posted something real quick about power of community and posting about lots of buys. Like, isn't there some $10 buy VGX thing you have going on? I skimmed through it as we were live. I don't know. You said it's like better than one big buy. Well, what about me? I'm posting some big buys. It somewhat has some pull, but I see what you're saying. You know what I mean? I don't know, because like there's the one dude that keeps, like, I posted like 50 grand in VGX, but it didn't get much engagement type of thing. You know what I mean? So, but I'm trying to build the community, hype everyone up. So, you know what I mean? You got to find the happy medium between how you come across on Twitter, what you post, and how you hype everyone up. But I see what you're saying.
Did that StormX post get a bit of hype? It certainly had me hyped up. I was dancing around my house. I was like, all right, cool. One day I'll be able to do something like this.
Oh, the one where I bought like $28,000 in StormX?
Yeah, it was a million StormX after a post on Twitter. That's where I'm headed. I'm heading there. I can just like, hey, this post on Twitter makes sense. I'm going to go drop $30,000 on something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets crazy. I get crazy sometimes. I don't realize how crazy I get. Granted, like, and I've said this on some of my live streams, not many people watch my live streams, but like, I do this YouTube channel just to kill time. I love cryptocurrency. This is my passion. You guys are my second family, so on and so forth. So any money I make, I don't really care. Like, my crypto portfolio is my main, funding source and whatnot. And I have a lot of crypto. And I've quit my day job back in April, end of April, whatever, from Amazon 9 to 5 to go full-time crypto. And I'm just here to hang out, have a good time, and make friends and keep this crypto journey going. And we're still early. I can't imagine a couple, 4 or 5 years from now. I think Floki or someone was talking about where we're all going to be in like a couple years, just looking back on these live streams or videos and stuff.
Hopefully the only problem is that, we're all gunning for the same arena and there's just no boat slips left for our yachts to anchor in.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Good analogy and a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, though, if VGX moons anything past $10 for my bag, man, yacht parties. Like, we're talking. That's why I've reallocated a lot of my crypto portfolio. I've switched it around. I've done so much crazy movement within the last year from my initial purchases. So like the last couple of years, I was heavy into Bitcoin and Cardano are my two biggest. I pretty much sold a lot of that, and I've reallocated into smaller cap coins that I think are going to be those next coins, the next Cardano, the next Bitcoin, or whatever. StormX, CKB, I have a lot. And I still have, and I see where the fundamentals are. It's just in VGX, same thing with VGX. A VGX could be the next Binance chain.
Yeah.
Look at that. Like, it's just, and it's not mooning. No one's talking about it. Just our own little community, VGX heroes and VGX, whatever. Like, we're talking about it. We all see where it's going. Some people don't. They don't have the patience. They'll sell. But 2022 is going to be huge, I think, for VGX, CKB, StormX. Like, the next 3 months are going to make a lot of multimillionaires, I think.
The boat party fantasy is a recurring dream and discussion amongst the community, for sure.
Oh, I'm totally doing that, and it's going to be crazy. I just don't know how big of a yacht I'm going to have to rent for a day or 2 or 3. No joke.
At least 2 days.
But
at least 2 days.
We'll see. We'll see where 2022 brings us.
We're sailing to Australia to pick up Strykah. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Let's go.
There you go. What a video. And I would hire like Digital Jeff if he's listening to like film it, because Digital Jeff is like one of the best videographers that I know.
No doubt.
Yeah, Digital Jeff, are you lurking in the audience right now? I know you like Luna. We got some lunatics. Ross is a lunatic. Chat's a little quiet right now. 17
Yeah.
people watching.
I thought we'd do something kind of fun here, Crypto Airborne. Why don't you share my screen?
Uh-oh.
And then I'm going to show you guys the initial. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear the audio, but I'll show you guys the initial video from when I vlogged Crypto and Airborne, or Crypto Airborne and myself meeting for the first time in 2017. Granted, we had been talking for some time through YouTube and text message, whatnot, but it's kind of a fun little clip, and it's just going to be a 10-second clip, basically myself hopping out of my Hummer One and then walking around to the back and greeting Airborne. But it's,
you got to switch your thing. It's still showing the 4.
Okay, so can you guys see this? Okay.
All
So
right.
this is a private video, by the way. So here I am, bulletproof windows, armored up, vehicle, and I'm holding a GoPro, and of course this is a Tahoe, not a Hummer One. But here we are. That was the first time we ever shook hands, and this is actually part of the set. This is what you're seeing right now is part of my YouTube set. It's just in the back side of things, so you guys can recognize some things here.
You had a pretty badass man cave too. Like,
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
It was fun.
A lot of sports memorabilia and stuff, but
yeah,
that's where and Floki probably can relate to this, because this is the first time when I met you guys down in Daytona, and it wasn't the first for me, so it wasn't weird or anything for me. But and we were talking for only 2-3 months, I think, when I joined VGX Heroes. I told you guys I was coming down to Florida, and then I met you guys. It's still in my memory, when I came outside and I saw you, Michael, and Airborne just sitting there. And you guys all were the same as you were online, not weird in real life. You know what I mean? You always have those feelings in the back of your head when it's oh, is this guy going to be the same as he is on YouTube or online, the way I talk, as he is in real life? And yeah, sure enough, 6FIG was, and so was Floki and everyone else from the VGX Heroes.
I'll never forget that whole trip. That whole experience was incredible.
Oh, yeah.
We got to make that a tradition. Speaking of a Daytona tradition, possibly. There was a fly flying around. I just swatted it away.
That was the most fun I think I've had in a long time. Just meeting like-minded people, meeting the CEO of Voyager, hanging out with him in the suite at Daytona 500 track, getting right in front and center of the Voyager car and listening to everything. And I've never been to a NASCAR event. I've always wanted to, but why not knock out 2 birds with 1 stone and meet VGX Heroes, the CEO of Voyager, who made me, not made me, but the platform made me financially free, and meeting a bunch of, like-minded people that probably going to be friends the rest of my life. Love it.
Sounds amazing.
I can't wait to get over to the States. I want to see NASCAR, NBA, and a game of hockey. We don't really have hockey here. That hockey in the States looks awesome.
I'll take you right down to any NHL game you want. You come up here to Minnesota in the U.S., I'll take you to the Minnesota Wild practice, and we'll get right up on the glass and do whatever you want. You can.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I got you covered on the NBA. Huge NBA fan. So if you're ever in Southern California, we got 2 teams to choose from. So
awesome.
Nice. Yeah, we'd love to have you here in the States, Strykah, anytime.
All right, so let's jump in. We're at 1 hour and 44 minutes. Wow. Oh. Let's try to do some fast TA. We'll try to cut it at 2 hours. That's crazy. I can't believe it.
Yeah. We don't have to do the VGX TA. I was kind of just teasing.
Baby,
that.
We're gonna do this.
Let's do it.
Do this. Yeah.
One of my top holdings.
Yeah. So VGX is looking good, and we can see that this is really abiding by this upward trend line here, and we know this because price has come down, bounced off this level, and come down and really fallen below it, but then we've kind of hopped back up on top of it. So that is a sight for sore eyes, especially, and I say sore eyes respectively, given the fact that we have been really bled out since December of, December 1st. This has been a really crazy ride. for VGX, especially after this whole downfall here. We come up and now we're kind of back down in this same, in the dumps, so to speak. But we really do have somewhat of a nice possible bounce that is setting up here. I was hoping that we wouldn't violate this trend line here and come back down to these $2.50, $2.30 levels. It is possible if we cannot hang on. But I do think that if we get a bounce off this upper trend line here, Voyager, I mean, let's just face it, guys, is fixing for a very nice cup and handle situation. And until we really violate this trend line, this is still in the works. One other thing that I wanted to kind of speculate on is too, so let's just say we get this, massive cup and handle. Let's just say we get this massive, potentially ascending triangle that forms. This is going to be insane. And we may not see price really rip until the end of February of 2022, or maybe the beginning of February 2022. If something like this happens, gloves are off. It's like Muhammad Ali versus your favorite opponent. I do think that there is going to be some heavy movement to the upside pending a nice ascending triangle like this. Of course, this is all very dependent on Bitcoin, things like that.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I'll
VGX
say
has
that
done
sometimes.
its own thing
Yeah.
when Bitcoin and the rest of the market's down.
For sure.
Everyone's,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of, I agree. It's definitely not following Bitcoin to a T. And each coin kind of has its moment where it flashes in the pan and then we kind of drop off. But what I'm really counting on here is a good bounce opportunity. And then we may see, hey, I'm a trader. We may see an opportunity to maybe sell some of the position at the $5.50 level and maybe rebuy somewhere down at the $4 level. It's an option. It's an option to possibly accumulate more VGX and to possibly take more VGX out of circulation and increase your portfolio size at the same time. I'm not against trading whatsoever. I do it all the time, but this is my hope for Voyager token at the moment. Of course, I would hate to see some sort of corrective wave back down to this icky $2 level. I don't want to hear it, but there is some sort of a head and shoulders pattern to boot that cannot be ignored. So we really need to focus on breaking that.
I have a Michael Saylor mindset when it comes to VGX. I don't really look at the charts. I do play around with a little bit of VGX I have for like the massive pumps.
Mm-hmm.
And I know 6FIG, I've talked to you about it. But I think long term with this company, and I definitely believe in it. And I just keep accumulating. And I can't wait to hear what this black card tier is going to be.
Yeah. They got things going for them. I'll say that. I like VGX. I love the platform. One of the most friendly user interfaces that I do think that a lot of people will turn to as they experience crypto for the first time. It's kind of they kind of got that Robinhood effect when it comes to the stock market. You download the Robinhood app. You don't need to watch a training video on how to operate it. VGX, Voyager kind of operates in that same respect, but for crypto. And if you would see how Robinhood has grown over the last 5 years or however long they've been around, it's been tremendous. So, we're still kind of in the early stages of crypto in general, but more so even for these crypto platforms. There's still 98% of the world's population that needs to be introduced to holding crypto. So there's a lot of room for new people to join the platform. And I do think that, the more people joining the platform, the more people using Coinbase and all these other exchanges that carry VGX, the higher we're going to see this. The bottom line is we're seeing these lows get higher. And that's exactly what I want to see.
What about time sequence? Did you throw one up? I think we might have done that. I always forget. Isn't there one, I think, out in
Yeah, we can certainly do that. So let's go ahead here, and what I'm looking for when I do time sequence is dramatic swing high to dramatic swing lows, or vice versa. So we could measure off this point here in the middle, which is a very nice pivot point to this swing high here, and the goal is to look back into hindsight and say, okay, are these Fibonacci time sequences accurate in hindsight? And for the most part, we can say, okay, there was a little pump here. Time sequence indicated a reversal. We saw price action go down. Same thing here. Same thing right here. We saw a low wick.
It's crazy.
Pointing a reversal right here. Look at this, guys. This is like shooting fish in a barrel. So the next time sequence really that is coming up is on January 12th around 6 a.m. Central Time, give or take 4 to 6 hours, because we are trading on the 4-hour chart. And I do think that there might be something, very important happening around this date, especially since we are kind of balancing or hinging on this trend line. If we do see Voyager token take off, we may see some sort of Elliott wave theory style movement to the upside. However, if we do violate this trend line and we see some sort of corrective wave, January 12th might be the date to pay attention to for a potential reversal. And just by looking at this chart now, let's say the corrective wave happens. Well, what are you guys seeing? I'm seeing the potential for an inverse head and shoulders to the upside, just being straight up. So there's a lot to consider here. I do think that this placement of Fibonacci time sequence is accurate, just based off of this. And now I do want to see if we can get a double confirmation on or around this January 12th level. So we're going to go ahead and measure from this swing high here down to this swing low, and let's just see. January 8th, 12th. I mean, we're in the ballpark. We're on the 4-hour chart. So I would definitely say January 8th, 10 a.m. Central Time to January 12th, whatever time I said before. But I think that January 12th time will be more of a solid bet.
So intriguing. I mean, the reason why I said I don't need to see the VGX chart is because we all know it's going up at some point, right, with all the developments that it's happening. But this is really, really interesting. And Airborne, I'm with you, by the way. Long, I'm in accumulation phase.
But that's why I always like to have them add the time sequences, because sometimes TA people, I'm not dogging you, 6FIG, or anyone else that just looks at TA, but I also like to look at fundamentals. So I always like to think of what does the company or the coin I'm invested in have going on at that time, around that time sequence. You know what I mean? So like Floki, is there anything mid-January? Isn't the debit card supposed to be released to like...
It's like you're reading my mind.
You know what I mean?
I was going to say, it's so important that we have these TA sessions, and it makes me think, is Voyager having these kind of TA sessions and thinking about, okay, if we time certain releases and certain news to really compound that momentum, parabolic moves that we see in crypto, I would think that's the strategic play, right? Is to be aware, okay, it's a full moon, the TA matches up, and hit it. Press the button.
No, I agree. Like if I owned a big company, I would want some technical analysis expert like on my team at my company, like 6FIG, that, with these time sequences to try to play everything in time when you're going to release this product or when you're going to announce this thing. Because it's like, if you didn't have the technical analysis and you made a big announcement when the market was down, it's not going to do anything to the coin. But if like, hey, at this time sequence, potentially we're going to go up, let's make this announcement of this partnership on this day, boom, go up.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking in my mind.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things like these companies, they do have hedge funds on their bankroll. A lot of we're talking $1 million plus softwares that are not even available to the public, that basically tell them what's up with the price action, things like that. But when we're talking Voyager token, I would say that by March 15th, March 10th, somewhere in there, as long as we uphold this trend line and stay above it, we are going to get a solid ascending triangle out of this, and we're going to see price flourish. I mean, we're just looking
Hey,
10-20s. I mean, I'm not even going to
Floki, what
start
comes out
talking
in
about
March?
this.
What's supposed to be announced around March timeframe?
Prom. We're going to France. We're going to France.
Europe announcement. It aligns with the technicals.
Big time. So that's a lot of things too, is when we start seeing these early announcements, things like that, we will see investors start trying to like jockey into position, so to speak, and we will see the price action kind of reflect investor emotions, things like that, through these ascending triangles, through these bull pennants and flags, or if it's bearish, we could name off a half a dozen bear patterns that might show up. So just based off Europe, I mean, that's nothing to scoff at. That is such a huge accomplishment for any crypto platform to really break that worldwide eggshell of investing opportunity for man. Yeah, so that's interesting. So Europe
Elizabeth
is
said that, and this is, I've noticed this too, that 6FIG time sequencing always calls out those new and full moons, and he isn't aware of those. Which I did a video, and it's crazy the lunar phases and how they correlate with the market going up or down when it's a full moon and a new moon. I know Floki's pretty knowledgeable, or he talks about that a lot. Because I think the next new moon, or there's a full moon. I don't know what's next. But how does that correlate with the time sequences? Did you notice that?
I joke like I'm really knowledgeable about the full moon stuff and a believer. I mean, I like to play. That's all.
Joel said she's on point. Elizabeth always needs to be here too, please. I'm trying to get Elizabeth on one of our channels. She's been active in a lot of our chats and our live streams, and she's called a lot of good calls. She's been I think she's been into crypto since 1999, I think she said. Or some
probably 1989.
Real early. Yeah. Elizabeth's going to be our consultant on our team. I agree with that.
And she's been around for a long time on these streams to boot. So we would love to have you here.
What's your Twitter? If you're on Twitter, I don't think she might have said it. I might have missed it in the comments. I'm just trying to catch up.
If you guys can figure out what her Twitter handle is, I will.
We definitely are going to make a video with just her.
Elizabeth, you steal the show every time, and like I said, we would definitely love to have you on. I want to hear your story personally, and I think a lot of other people would too, because you've got your finger on the pulse when it comes to crypto, like no other.
Marcos says he has 0 VGX. That's about to change.
Jeez,
what, bro?
Marcos.
You've been following me for a while. You don't have any VGX? Well, buy as much.
Gotta get that 500. Gotta get that 500.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. It's going to be a lot harder to get that 500 when Voyager's at $20 a share. I mean, this is discount. Voyager token, in my opinion, is undervalued even at $10, $20 a token.
Yep.
I strongly believe that in the long term of things.
We're just so involved and we're so early. Most people, I don't think, see it, but I do, at least. That's why I sold a lot of my Cardano and Bitcoin, and I went pretty much all in on VGX. Not many people.
I'm just trying to have fun and stay strong through all these ups and downs because we know where the future is going, right? Shameless plug for the tradition that I'm trying to start. I started it last week. Just a $10 buy of VGX every Friday, doing it together. 1,000 people doing one $10 buy is a much more powerful thing to see than one person doing a $10,000 buy. Airborne.
I'll buy $1,000 tomorrow. Just remind me
and everything,
or 2,000, whatever you want me to. Whatever you want me to.
I want 5,000.
Just the 10.
5,000?
Yeah.
Just the 10.
I can, but it's just I'm trimming my bags from other coins, and that's basically what I'm doing. I don't have I'm cutting other bags and I'm reallocating to new bags, and I'm making profits along the way. That's
so he doesn't believe in it. That's what he's saying.
It's a community play.
I do. I've got a good amount of VGX. You guys probably
I know.
be surprised if I told you how many.
I can confirm that.
Airborne, you're inspiring people, dude. Keep throwing down those big, dog buys. Keep doing it. But this one's a bit of a different message. You know, I don't want people to see all these 10 grand, 5 grand.
Maybe I'll do a $20 buy of VGX for you tomorrow.
Okay, double it up, sure. But the point is, we're flexing how many people are doing this together, right? Yeah. And in unison as one team. And exactly. So we had 10 people do it because I didn't really promote it or anything last week. We'll see what happens this week, and we can just grow and grow and grow. And then maybe, just maybe, one day we'll have the weekly chart where it's like, okay, the VGX Hero Friday buy is coming. Here we go. Here's that bump.
Hey, Strykah, do you have VGX? Do you have any VGX?
No, I don't.
You can get VGX, you know that? And stake it for 7%.
I can. I have a very my excuse, honestly, is I don't know how we in Australia say piss poor is my excuse for not really having any. So I don't really have a good excuse. I do need to get onto it. It's just I really want the VGX app and the card and all these crypto cards to come to my country. And I find it hard to buy the crypto when I can't go out and use it the same as you guys can just yet. I know it's coming, but yeah. Patience. I really thought that I'd wait and I'd get VGX like just before the card came, but then it's going to be too expensive. So I need to get some now.
I have a good buddy down there that has a bunch of VGX. Airborne, you know who I'm talking about. The other guy will have to pick up in the yacht when we go down to Australia.
Isn't he in Japan though?
Or Japan or somewhere. He's somewhere.
Yeah. Oh man, that's like my goal, man.
It'll be like the Wolf of Wall Street where we just sail this yacht through the storm and lose the helicopter.
Dude, if VGX goes parabolic and like stabilizes, I will rent like a yacht that can sustain ocean seas. And let's just travel the world and just film the whole thing and just meet up with everyone that we follow. I'm down.
We can get Wi-Fi on this yacht, yeah?
I love both.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that's a great idea. I'd love to do that.
Could you imagine doing our little live streams from like the bow of this thing while we're doing, 20 knots across the...
I was just thinking you could set up a yacht filled with miners. With mining machines, right? If you can get Wi-Fi on your yacht, you could literally have a traveling mining farm. That could be,
Does that even exist? That's a great question. Does anyone have a traveling, like on their RVs or something, if you travel around the country with the solar panels? Oh, man, that'd
be cool too.
Gave me a great thought.
I've heard of some people like plugging in their crypto miners to like in the trunks of their Teslas. I don't know if you call that some sort of traveling crypto farm. I guess it would be. That's more of a spite thing.
Yeah. Oh man, gosh, we're at 2 hours and 3 minutes.
Oh man,
and
I'm down to keep going if you guys want to. I mean, this is the last live stream of the year.
That's true.
I say let's just keep going
until
our viewers drop to 1. We got 15 people watching, so.
Let's go out with a bang. I like it. I got nothing better to do than drink whiskey and hang with you guys. So.
I might have to make a refill here soon, but
yeah, I might have to do a bathroom break too.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys want to do? Leave it up to the community in the comment section. What do you guys want to see? What's next? I know we didn't do Bitcoin, StormX, Cardano. What are the other ones I usually put on my thing?
Let's get StormX out.
CKB? We haven't done CKB.
We'll do CKB too.
I got all of those, so it works for me. Let's do it.
Yeah, that works for me too.
I'll take a restroom break. I'll be right back.
All right, don't fall in. Okay. So now we're gonna watch a bunch of X-rated stuff. Now that Airborne has left. So to be, all in seriousness, we're looking at StormX on the daily. So StormX has got a very nice Elliott wave theory move to the upside. We know this because we can chart this out. We can see that 2 to 3 is not the shortest, impulse wave. We can see that, this is a very nice A, B, C, possibly corrective wave. But to boot, we have, folks, a very nice symmetrical triangle squeeze, which is kind of like a slow motion sideways squeeze in the grand scheme of things. So when I go ahead and drop some time sequence from this point to this point, we should be seeing some sort of time sequence bar forming right at the tip of this symmetrical triangle squeeze. Now let's just go ahead and do that, and I hope I'm right. So let's go ahead and do this. And I'm wrong. So I don't know. With that said, well, I guess if we go ahead and I'm going to try to make this so I'm right. But we can kind of see that, okay, there is some sort of symmetrical triangle squeeze. There's no questions about that. This is what's known as a bull pennant. Very bullish sign to see this. And in a grand scheme of things, when we start looking at moves in price structure like this, a lot of times what we'll see is some sort of Elliott wave theory like this to the upside. So it wouldn't surprise me to see price action on StormX, start to reflect some sort of movement like this, over the next year or so. I could say that by probably, I would say by March 1st, somewhere in there, we will see StormX make a dramatic move. We are seeing the perfect opportunity for a cup and handle, in my opinion, kind of like what we're seeing with Voyager Token. We know this because, guess what? We can draw up a very nice cup, and we could draw up a potential handle here, kind of off these price points. So I'm hoping that we see StormX come back up to the 7-8 cent level. I do think that's going to be an important resistance point for StormX. Let's just go ahead and clear this chart, and I just want to measure up a little bit of Fibonacci extension. You know what? I'm going to go.
And StormX has their debit card coming out.
They do.
Q1.
I'm signed up for that.
So it's like, do they have someone on their team that studies technical analysis? And I don't know if you did time sequence while I was gone for a second, but I wonder if the time sequences line up, or if you could do that.
Do you know when that card's going to launch? I've signed up.
Didn't they say
for
Q1,
it too,
Floki? I think it's sometime early next year. I don't know exactly.
I'm not exactly sure.
There's a wait list, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like 4,000 something, which I guess isn't that. I don't know. I don't even know how many people they have signed up for it.
Yeah, after we get through this TA bit, I'll speak to how good and how awesome Simon is. We met him in Daytona.
Yeah, no, that I remember Airborne telling me about that, and I was a little jelly, I must say. So what we're really looking for here is a little bit of a symmetrical triangle breakout. This is a very nice bull flag. If you're not invested in StormX, I would highly recommend at least getting a little bag, if you're kind of on edge about it, because I do think that this is poised to at least come up to the 6 cent level. I do think that, when we start talking, Fibonacci extensions, of course, we can see how the 50%, 61.8%, 786 levels are going to be challenging. But if price action can go ahead and really, bear with me 1 second, form a cup and handle, I do think that we will see some sort of ascending triangle style development with price action that would possibly shoot price action up to this 42 cent, 33 cent level, somewhere in there, possibly higher. I would say closer to this 52% or 52 cent level. With everything StormX has going on with the sponsorships, with the NBA and their card that is coming out, I do think that a lot of people, especially going back to some of the discussion we had earlier, talking about, these younger generations getting into crypto, they're going to opt for these cards that, pay them rewards in cryptocurrency, because everybody knows if they just hodl it, it's going to grow exponentially. And it's just such a smart business move to produce some of these cards. But I do think that 50 cents is really not off the table here with
Yeah,
StormX.
there's only a 10 billion max supply.
Right. Okay. So 10 billion. So as soon as we fill up that 10 billion, we're sitting at $1, which is insane to think. And
the market cap right now is what? Let me see. Is 200 million.
Okay. 200 million.
Nothing on the grand scheme of crypto world.
Yeah, don't sleep on Simon, guys.
Yeah.
He's a gamer, he's a workaholic, and he's a really smart guy. Sitting across the table with him having dinner after it got rained out in Daytona, he was just telling me, I was up the day before, working until 3 a.m. Like, this guy wants to do it. Humble beginnings as well. Started from the bottom. Now we're here kind of dude. And he's the kind of guy you want running this kind of thing, for sure.
And he's young. He's only 30 years old, but he's already with everything that's going on. Like, he's not stupid at all. Like, he's like one of the guys you want to put your money.
The taco truck story is the best. His story as to how he got into crypto and stuff. I'm not sure if all you guys have heard it. He's got a few clips on YouTube on a couple of different channels, but basically he started out like with a taco truck, Korean tacos or something. And he basically was struggling to sell them. I've done similar stuff myself. He was struggling to sell them until two of his friends, I think he said that they were, or two of the kids from the college where he was selling these tacos, bought them, and he suggested that they write a review on the taco for him. And then he just kind of went viral after that, which is, I don't know, it's just a cool story, man. You go from running a taco truck to running a $1 million, $1 billion, whatever it is, company is insane.
The fact that they got a deal with Amazon is incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
In the Portland Trailblazers, they were like the first ones that, like, to have the patch on or whatever, which is pretty crazy. And then they got what's the best? Yeah, it's so, I don't know how the coin price doesn't reflect. That's all good. I don't think it, like, the coin price reflects all the fundamentals, and I think that's with a lot of these coins that I'm invested in right now, like CKB, VGX, StormX. They're all in the same boat. The fundamentals are huge. These companies are going to be big, but the prices just kind of suck right now. But you got to ignore it. It's patience. It's long-term holding, delayed gratification. That's what kind of got me to where I'm at today. Like with Cardano, like, I was listening to YouTubers talk about Cardano from 2018, 2019, when it was 8 cents to 17 cents. I watched Charles Hoskinson, AMAs that he's been doing the last couple of years. And I don't know, you can take it as it is. Like, there's a lot of Cardano haters out there, but I bought in pretty much all of my Amazon stock that I had that I had the last couple of years, like $15,000, $20,000. I'd sell that straight into Cardano when it was 8 to 20 cents. I acquired a couple hundred thousand Cardano, and I sold pretty much half, 3/4 of my bag when it was like $1.90. And I wish I would have sold when it peaked out, but you never can time the top. I actually did a video on it. I did a video on taking profits. I go into detail on everything.
So I've talking about ADA?
Yeah, I've been into profit with ADA forever. Like, I still am, but I've sold pretty much the majority of my bag. I still have a good bag of Cardano. I still believe in it, but I'm seeing a cycle repeat itself, if that makes sense, to back when I was in 2018, 2019 with CKB, StormX, and Voyager. So I'm reallocating my Bitcoin, my Cardano, into these smaller alt market cap coins, because I think within the next year or two, they're going to make massive moves too.
I think that when Sunday Swap comes to the party for Cardano, it's going to see a really, really big rip again. Not financial advice and all of that, but I don't know, the way that the way that other projects and other DeFi has moved so far just really makes me think, and the community that is still, they still have a really solid like community behind them. A lot of people have left, but a lot of people have stayed as well. So I think that once you start getting stuff happening, you've got your Sunday Swap, you got Meld, you got a couple of other things that are meant to be coming up in the first half of next year. Like it's not finished yet. And
I think
Charles won't let it be finished yet.
It's gonna surprise a lot of people. You got World Mobile Token, and they're in Africa. They're giving a lot of funded accounts to all the Ethiopians, whatever countries that they have partnerships with. They're working with different governments, Ethiopia, Charles, and all them. And like, there's still FUD and hate on it just because the coin price is dipping right now. But fundamentally, it's insane. It blows away pretty much a lot of these other coins. But people just don't have faith in it, and they're like, I can make more money investing in whatever, Matic, Polygon, Avalanche, Solana, all these other coins that have been, all the price movements have been crazy. But Cardano is just another long hold, in my opinion. It's just another long, steady hold. I got in early. I got out. I made pretty big profit. But now that's just me personally. It depends on the person. Reallocated it to these lower market cap coins that I think fundamentally are going to blow up, this is how I saw Cardano. And still, Cardano is not even really taken off. All the FUD that you hear about Cardano right now is, oh, well, what? I don't hear anything about what coins are being built on Cardano right now. Like, what dexes can you use right now? Oh, they announced smart contracts back in September, but you can't even use it right now. Still, it's December. It's 4 months. Like, you know what I mean? So,
yeah. So Cardano has big issues. Well, I shouldn't say big issues, but issues. When it comes to producing this DEX, and I do feel like once we get the DEX on Cardano, it could quite possibly breathe some new life into the ecosystem. It's simply been, far too long since they weren't able to deliver a working product. We can see that August, September, we're talking 3-4 months here. We've seen price suffrage. It sucks, but I do think that Cardano, once we get that working DEX and some coins and stuff that are easily tradable on it, I think that we're going to be sitting pretty good with Cardano.
Which I think the audit was complete with Sunday Swap or whatever, their testnet. Like, that's like good to go. Like, they're going to be launching Sunday Swap DEX on Cardano here very shortly. I don't know exactly time frame. Strykah, do you know? I remember hearing that today, like exactly when they're going to launch that. But that's going to be huge because you think about interoperability and you think of CKB Nervos network. And I know Yokai was tweeting on Sunday Swap's thing because you'll be able to swap CKB on Cardano through Sunday Swap or YokaiSwap here soon.
Which is insane. So we could be seeing Yokai, and both ecosystems really flourish from each other. Obviously, the Cardano ecosystem is going to want to, interact with the Nervos network ecosystem. YokaiSwap being the only DEX that's on Nervos is really going to prosper heavily. So I do think that, with that said, there's some really good companionship that's about to happen between these two cryptocurrencies.
So let's look at the TA. I'm curious.
So on Cardano, we did see a very nice run up from March of 2020 when we had the whole coronavirus thing hit. We can see Elliott wave theory clear as day. Now, the only thing that I'm kind of struggling with right now is that we do have a solid as day corrective wave in an ABC fashion, but this thing's kind of setting up like it really wants to run the DE side of things. And what I mean by that is we might see this D point here and an E point maybe somewhere down around this level, around $1. And I can remember I was telling Marcos, I think it was, that I'm not buying Cardano until it hits $1.05, primarily because we were able to run a little bit of Gartley pattern. I believe it was off this point to this point. And I'm just going to go ahead and just quickly kind of rehash this without getting into any of the technicals, but we did see a 61.8 piercing here. We did see, bear with me, folks. Bear with me while TradingView really messes with my head. We can see that price action here roped down to the 61.8 level almost exactly. Now, if I was a little bit more careful with some of these lines, we might get that. So with that said, when we go ahead and measure point B to A on a retracement schedule, this 161.8 level comes in at around $1.05, $1.04 almost. So it would not surprise me to see Cardano maybe drift down in a corrective wave fashion to the 161.8, which is technically the golden ratio. This is what it is. At this point, we'd be kind of far away from the Ichimoku cloud, so it might make sense to bounce back. And
what moving average is that? The yellow line, is it the 200?
200. Yeah.
So is there no other moving average below that? Like we broke the 200 and we're going down to the 1618.
I'm not saying we're going down there.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
saying
not financial advice, but
it's on the table. It's on the table. We've come down, hit this 127 bounce, and we failed to support at that level. We've come back up for a retest, and it's failed to.
And it doesn't look like we went through the Ichimoku cloud, right? When it's thin, when it's thin like that, usually is the time, right?
So that's usually we will see. When we're looking at solid price movement in our favor, we are looking for these moves through the Ichimoku cloud, through the skinnier parts, and we can see how price action likes to move through the skinny parts of the Ichimoku cloud. Here's an example where price action entered the thicker part of the cloud, and it just kind of got tangled up in the cloud for almost a month on the daily chart. So it's here's an example where price action tried to pierce through a thicker part of the cloud. No bueno. So with that said, here we are somewhere down in this arena. I hope we don't see $1.05, $1.03, but I have some buy orders set that low in case we scam wick down to those levels, because I'm not going to miss out on that. Gotcha. I never would have thought that we would have seen a sub $2 ADA if you would have asked me 3 months ago.
ADA's price action has just been crazy the last couple of years. I mean, and if you got in anytime after it pumped like 16, 17 cents, what a crazy ride it's been. It pumps and then retraces, goes down, pumps, retraces, goes down for a while, pumps. That's what I feel like Cardano does. Makes like massive pumps, and then it just keeps slowly going down, and then but it keeps making higher lows. Is that what it is? Not lower highs, higher lows.
So right now we're seeing higher lows. Yep.
Yeah, higher lows. So.
Yeah, it's a good coin. I mean, I think at this point, if you've been around crypto for any point of time, you've heard the name Charles Hoskin. Yeah, he's a really smart guy when it comes to cryptocurrency. Perhaps one of the brightest minds in it. So I do think that people like to rally around that, kind of like they like to rally around the Steve Jobs, Bill Gates. When it comes to computers, things like that, just kind of making a quasi analysis there, or comparison, I should say. But I do think that, I hold a little bit of Cardano, not as much as I probably should. But there we have it. Let's check out CKB here.
Yeah, let's do that. I was about to say.
And so CKB, obviously, on my YouTube channel, this is probably one of the biggest coins that I talk about all the time, every single video nearly.
Yeah, you're locked into CKB on your channel.
For
That's
sure.
like me, what I've noticed, and there's like 13 people watching, but when I ever upload Voyager videos now, that's when I get the most views and whatnot. and I'm not hating on that or anything. It's just like I try to make my channel so it's not just a niche, because then I'm just. But I'm very diversified. I like to talk about everything as a whole, so that's why I try to cover at least what I like generally is, you know, Cardano, Bitcoin, StormX, CKB, Voyager. Pretty much are my top holdings. But
The VGX heroes love you guys. I'll make sure of it.
yeah, I gotta balance all of my other investments with VGX heroes and whatnot. You guys are my top, though. I'll tell you that, if not the top.
As long as they love me long time, that's all I care about. So, CKB is looking decent, and I've been fighting a lot of people on my channel just simply because this thing's been getting axe murdered since November 28th, a whole month, and people are freaking out. Like, this is crypto. Get with it. If we're going to see a corrective wave like this happen down to 0.018, it's going to happen. Really, the only thing I care about is that we do not violate this trend line that we've been really clinging on to for so long. Bear with me one second. In a sense, we've been really kind of clinging on to this trend line since November of 2020. Not a lot of coins can say that, hey, we're still on the upward swing from 2020 without, this is a significant pump, but this is no super, Excalibur pump. I want to see,
can you extend
like,
that pitchfork to the top of that?
We could. Yeah, absolutely.
Curious.
Yeah, we can. And it does show a bigger picture of price action to boot. So, when we start thinking, of this scale here, I'd actually move this down here. We can see that we are still in this lower trend line, or trend channel, I should say, fighting with this 23.6 Fibonacci channel line. If we can break through this, I do think that there's going to be some heavy resistance at the 3.5 cent level. We've seen this back in November. This has been kind of the black swan of CKB ever since we hit these all-time highs back in March of 21. Is 4.5 cents. The 3.5 cent level has been a bear to get past. So I've been kind of suggesting for a while now that if we don't break this lower trend line, but perhaps we stayed lower than the 3.5 cent level, by default, we will get a Fibonacci sliver. And this is just kind of a coin I've termed where price action, bear with me one second here. Oh my God. Trading View is gone buck ass wild.
Always happens to you.
Dude, it's nuts. That might have been a little user error, but I am definitely blaming Trading View because they can't respond. So getting back to this, we can see that, okay, if price action, just kind of tinkers within these bounds, I can wait till March, April of 2022, so long as it means we get some sort of killer ascending triangle on a grand scheme. Which, think about this. This is like the snowpack when you're skiing. This is like a huge base that will shoot us upwards, towards these 127 levels, towards these 161.8 levels. But I do think a conservative number for CKB is right around that 12 cent, 13 cent level, just based off past Fibonacci extensions and analysis that I've done. So it wouldn't surprise me to see CKB pull a 6x from here. And that's just really nothing in the grand scheme of crypto. So I think as long as we can see price action just kind of trade to the point where, hey, we're not going below this trend line here, but we are capped at this trend line here. We'll get this Fibonacci sliver that's just basically going to force us to go upwards. And I hope that's what happens with CKB because, I would say it's right up there with the Voyager community where you got that, just pure passion for the project or it just is what it is. So
Yeah, and I'm looking back at my price prediction notes that I have here, and this was at the current rate back a couple months ago or whatever, but a 5 billion market cap on CKB brings it to 18 cents. 5 billion is not that much. That is like a top 40 coin. Well, used to be a top 40 coin. But a 10 billion market cap for CKB is 36 cents.
Right. Yeah, and I mean that just kind of goes to show, hey, this thing's at, last time I checked it was at like 600 mil, somewhere in there. Even if we could get to like 5 billion, that's still going to boost people's emotions and really drive some excitement. So it is what it is. It's kind of dogging right now, but I do think that if Bitcoin suffers a little bit, there's still some room to fall before we really fall out of this trend line here. So
yeah,
that's kind of what I've been pitching to people on my channel.
Let's jump into Bitcoin and end it. We're starting to lose everyone because everyone's going to bed.
Oh, yeah. What time? How long have we been on for?
This is the longest live stream, guys. We're going out with 2021 with a bang. Thank you to the 11 people who are still watching. Really appreciate it. 2 hours and 31 minutes. This is a record. Well, I take that back. I did the not the CKB. I did a Cardano stream.
Rash cream.
Yeah, Rash.
The commercial.
I'm so happy to be a part of the Rash Cream team. I mean, it's
an inside joke, Floki. I don't know. You've probably seen it thrown around, but
he knows.
Everybody knows.
Yeah. Everybody knows Crypto Airborne's got that prescription medicated rash cream on lockdown.
Yeah. All right. Let's end it on Bitcoin. I'm like getting sleepy a little bit.
Well, we'll carry on the live stream if you fall asleep. So I mean, Bitcoin is this animal that really ceases to amaze us at every turn. I do think that right now everybody's kind of waiting to see if this symmetrical triangle squeeze, which we can see kind of like this. Bear with me 1 second while I get this prepped. Is going to lead us to new lows or new highs. But if we see price action move to the upside, there might be an indication with Bitcoin that we will see Elliott wave theory move to the upside. And we can say that there might be some solid Elliott wave theory here because 0.2 to 3 is longer than 0.0 to 1. I measured it in one video, but the fact that 0.4 is not lower than 0.2 might indicate that we will see, 0.5 be somewhere up around the $75,000 level. That's just a little inclination that I have. Of course, we could be seeing a very nice head and shoulders pattern that is forming. This is something I've been kind of talking about since like the beginning of October, somewhere in here. I was saying, hey, we might get a nasty head and shoulders pattern. I think we've even brought it up on your live streams back in the day. But we can see here how price action connects this point to this point to this point, establishing a neckline in a head and shoulders pattern. And so when we start drawing up stuff like this, we can easily see how easy it would be for the market to dump right now. And we're at a hinging point, folks. We've got the proper shoulder height on the right shoulder. In my opinion,
is that the same trend line everyone keeps talking about? What is that? Just a part of the rising wedge, or is
no? So there was a rising wedge that did happen with Bitcoin, and there was some significant manipulation that attributed to that. I do know that this is something that I was kind of talking about for quite a while on my channel. And we can see that there was two manipulation points back in late October and early November that happened with the market. and led us to some all-time highs. And this unfortunately dumped the market to where we're at right now. And we can see this healthy trend line that exists now, to basically, hold us up, so to speak, by the bootstraps.
Jordan's asking if this trend resemble anything in 2017.
2017 was a different story, and we saw 2017 with these blow off tops. So we really didn't see this rounded edge occur. But I will say that the biggest comparison I can make to Bitcoin to current and past market price action, and Airborne's going to really, roll his eyes at this because he's seen me present this a million times by now, is that if we go back to 2014, 2013, we can see that, hey, after we had these blow off tops, we saw Bitcoin price action get a single bounce. And once we fell underneath this 50 moving average, we really slipped into a hardcore bear market. And when we really fast forward to 2017, 2018, we can see that we had the same style blow off top, but we had that bounce off the 50 moving average. And guess what? We really fell below this 50 moving average and never quite recovered. And we went into a significant A, B, C, D, E, possibly corrective wave to the 200 moving average. We fast forward to 2019, and this is where things get different. Obviously, we have the black swan event known as coronavirus, but we got that single bounce off the 50 moving average nonetheless, which stripped us back down to this 200 moving average. Currently, we are seeing history being made with Bitcoin, possibly on a grand scale. And I say that because price action has come down and bounced off the 50 moving average. And I can remember screaming at everybody in August, September, saying, hey guys, this is it. We're about to go downhill to the 200. But we bounced off the 50. And then here we are again. So whether or not we're going to get this third bounce is anybody's guess. And we may, in fact, get the head and shoulders, which strips us down to this 200 moving average. We're hovering.
That's on the weekly, though, right?
This is on the weekly. So we are hovering right on the top of the Ichimoku cloud. And one thing that is saving us right now, folks, is the fact that we have some spinning tops showing up on the candles. And these are Heikin-Ashi candles. So these are a little bit cleaner than traditional candles, being that the previous candle, basically the newest candle always starts at the previous candle's midway point. So we can see that this candle started at the midway point of this candle. This candle started at the midway point of this candle. You guys get the drift. So we're seeing these spinning tops develop off this 50 moving average. And perhaps the tides have changed so much where we have gotten this crypto adoption that we are going to see another bounce off this 50 moving average. Maybe we won't be seeing these crazy ass bounces down to the 200 moving average. It certainly wouldn't surprise me at this point, but maybe going forward for the next few bull runs, we get a couple bounces off the 50 moving average before we slip into the bear market. And when I say Bitcoin and the market is hinging, this is it.
I know.
The knife is about to either miss our finger or chop it off. There's no other way around it. Spinning top here, spinning top here. You can see what happens when spinning tops show up. So I'm hoping that we get a bounce out the 50.
I'm scrolling back up to the comments that iFaloni, he said to try that new indicator that you just mentioned it. I can't find it now. To look into it, he said it's pretty interesting.
The Rash Cream 5000.
Yeah, indicator. Oh, I can't find it. Okay. It was like something not the Ichimoku cloud. It was that other weird Japanese term or something that you talk about. The 3D. It was like 3D something. You know what I mean? I mentioned it.
3D. I do remember seeing 3D something.
Aishioku, or what is that thing called? The I can't find it. There's too many comments.
I'm not seeing any 3D Ichimoku.
It was I think I'm coming up on it. Oh, take a look at, here we go. The 3D Heiken Ashi parabolic SAR indicator when we get to Bitcoin. So granted,
nothing.
This was 2 hours ago or almost.
Yeah. There's nothing in here that is pulling that up. So it's interesting.
Take a look at 3D Heiken Ashi parabolic SAR indicator. Probably got to do some type of special.
Yeah, there's probably some.
Look at the 3-day. What is that?
Oh, let's just do this.
Or 3D, or I don't know.
Let's see here. Yeah, I'm not seeing
Yeah, Filoni, what do you put in on TradingView? What's the 3-day? It's free on TV. I don't think that.
Yeah. So, anyways, on the weekly chart, guys, just know we're either at the bottom of the next move up or we're about to get crushed. There's no other way I can put it.
I think we're not financial advice. I think we're going to spike up.
Just like Grandpa and his Viagra pill. So it's, hopefully a good output, good outcome. So.
There's a Floki quote that's like, the place between life and death is exactly where we want to be. It's the best times right now.
Yeah.
We're all riding or dying together. No questions about that.
All right, guys. What a long stream. This is the longest stream that I've had of 2021, but I really appreciate you guys all coming on here and hanging out. 6Fig, once again, thanks for coming on, doing the awesome TA. Floki for hopping on, spur of the moment. Strykah, one of my moderators, first time from Australia right now. Man, you're about to celebrate New Year's here, what, in a couple hours?
Yeah, not long to go now, like about 6 hours.
Okay.
6 hours.
Wonderful.
Nice.
I love that Bulls hat, by the way, man.
Now, I've got heaps. I got a massive collection. They're all bulls, but just all different colors and stuff.
So
We're
just
nice.
Have you seen that Michael Jordan documentary on Netflix?
I've heard about that.
Oh, you got to check that out.
It's so good, guys. You need to watch it.
I've watched it like 3 times. It's insane. I worship, I don't want to say worship, but I attach myself to all this, the success of, his career and his post basketball life. It's just amazing. Does
it kind of tell us like his whole story after he got out and like all the good things he did?
Right, cool.
Yeah.
Same thing I heard about like Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq, like he's apparently the same boat type of thing. I know he's been into NFTs and stuff.
Yeah. So my neighbors, so basically my neighbor, one of my old neighbors was heavy sports family, players for the Minnesota Twins, NBA referees. And I can remember back in the day, my other neighbor and I, approached this ref and we were like, "Hey, can you get us some autographs?" And he goes, "No problem." My buddy says, I want Michael Jordan. I say, "I want Shaquille O'Neal." And at the time, I'm just thinking like, he's never going to get Michael Jordan. 2 weeks later, he shows up at our doorstep with signed autograph hats from Shaq and Michael Jordan. Like he refereed the game and got him to sign it. I'm like, damn, I wish I would have got Jordan. I love Shaq, but Jordan would have been a little bit sweeter.
That's awesome.
So I had the Bulls starter jacket back in like elementary school too. So
that'd be all right.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, yeah, man, 2 hours and 44 minutes. This is the longest live stream. Like I said, really appreciate you guys for coming on. I want to end 2021 with a bang, and luckily it was with you guys, so really appreciate that. Definitely looking forward to 2022, and hopefully you guys enjoy tomorrow, whatever you guys are doing. I don't have any plans. I'm just hanging out at the house, watching the kids, and making some appetizers and whatnot. And I don't know if you guys want to do something tomorrow night, let me know. I'm down. But if not, I'm just gonna chill and can't wait for next year.
I'm free. Let me know.
I'm so glad I crashed this, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Floki,
I
definitely.
love the way that you freaking do your beard, man. It looks sick.
Yeah.
He
That's
looks like his
awesome.
VGX hero, Floki. Like legit.
He it's funny how many of the VGX heroes look like their profile picture, and
Airborne
Floki-
looks like Aragorn. Like, oh
Floki
gosh.
is like spot on. I go, wow, is that actually him?
I'm major winners, but I don't have well, prior to, getting out of the military, I was clean shaven, but yeah, I was, salute major winners at all. Everything, like, it's crazy how it all works out.
If I shave the beard, I'll have to change my character to Dr. Evil or something like that.
Yes.
But yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of how it was weird, kind of how that started. Maximus was like, I kind of look like Maximus. And I said, I guess I kind of look like Floki or Ragnar, but I didn't want to be Ragnar. I wanted to be Floki.
Yeah.
And then Aragorn was like, I have really great hair, just like Aragorn. So
Nice. All right, guys, we guys all take care. Have a great night. Thank you for the 14 people still watching us 2 hours and 40 seconds into this live stream. Really appreciate it, guys. 2022 is probably going to be a pretty big year. Who knows? I don't know. I started this channel 5-6 months ago for fun, and who knows where this is going to go. Hopefully we all can meet in real life.
That'd be awesome.
Strike at least, and the people in the comment section. I've already met Floki and 6FIG, but dude, I just here to hang out and have a good time with you guys. So really appreciate it.
it's gonna happen. It's not if, when.
Just stay
Okay.
patient. Stay patient. Delayed gratification. When in doubt, zoom out. That's the best advice I think I could give you guys from my experiences.
Just wait till our crypto blows up and we can afford them first class tickets, and it's all
easily.
history from there.
For sure.
Man, the comment, delayed gratification. I don't know, man. That just sets off my immaturity next level.
Yeah, I don't know. I could totally buy some stuff that I've been wanting, but like it's a mindset game, man. This whole thing with crypto and my portfolio that goes like this. If I were to tell you guys what my portfolio looked like for a normal person, your minds would be blown. Like I tell my wife this, and she's just I don't know.
I can confirm that.
Yeah,
I confirm that. I know.
it's insane. It's insane. That's just crypto. I think this is where the world's going. This is how. Granted, though, I do take it back. I don't want to start another conversation, but I think crypto is starting to stabilize, like the stock market.
Yes.
More people are going to move from the stock market into crypto, and maybe stock market's going to become more volatile, and crypto is going to be more mainstream, and you're not going to see so much volatility, I think.
Yeah.
And we're not going to see the crazy bear markets. Yeah, this is a whole nother conversation, but you guys know what I mean? Like, I think crypto's heavily being adopted, and there's a whole bunch of charts that are saying that Bitcoin and crypto is being adopted in technology faster than the internet, than, everything from like the mid 90s to early 2000s, like technology related, that Bitcoin and crypto is the most fastly adopted technology out of anything in human history.
Whether you're in crypto or not in crypto, we're all on the same boat. Those not in crypto just don't know it yet. It's coming. It's the future,
Right.
man.
Right.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, you can look at, when you start mentioning like the stock market and stuff like that, we can think back to like the roaring 20s here in the United States. The stock market was just kind of barely off its feet where people could really access it. And we're talking 1920s. How do you really access that? Finance your stock market ventures, but they were seeing 11% swings on any given day back previously to that. So it is one of those things where maybe those are a thing of the past. I mean, obviously we're still seeing 10-20% swings in some bad cases over a month, but for those of us that have been in it, it really is absolutely nothing.
That's why it's crazy that like people who are getting in this year and are and I've got a lot of people into it who keep texting me about it. They're like, oh man, Cardano hasn't done anything. You think I should get out? And I'm just like, oh my God. Like I said, this is the crypto market. I know I haven't talked to you in years because people start coming out of the woodwork once you start becoming successful. Side note for you 11 people. But once you start having crypto and whatnot, there's a lot of people that'll hit you up and it's like, hey, check out this project, check out this. You got to know who your friends are and who you trust and stuff, especially if you were good friends with people years ago and all of a sudden now they're talking to you all the time. But that could be a whole other conversation. Yeah, Strykah in itself. But I don't even know where I'm going with this, but just do your own research, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know.
When your friends hit you up and they're stressed out, I notice that's usually the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's one of the best indicators ever is when the people that don't pay attention are like,
hey bro,
I'm scared.
So-and-so's dropping. Yeah, so you get the same thing too, right?
Yeah.
Voyager.
Yeah, I do. And I say
it's down. I'm down like $300 or something. They're telling me it's brand new. They're like, I'm down $500 since you told me to get in. I'm like $500. That's it. Thinking in the back of my head, like, dude, if I told you and I was transparent with. I mean, and we're still early, so just imagine like your mom and dad, your grandparents, and trying to get them to come into this space. That's where the interoperability, the simplistic concept of crypto, making it easy for people, and that's why I think Voyager, not plugging it anymore, I think is the start of the new age of digital banks per se.
We got 8 minutes till the 3-hour mark. Should we just keep?
I know, it's like my OCD. Should we
Might
just
as well do it?
Yeah, I don't even care. Time doesn't mean anything.
Let's talk about Crypto Airborne's mom's basement that he's live streaming.
I knew he was going to throw that one out there. Well, I got fresh paint now. That's pretty much it.
Is it lead free?
I got this little mini cow dog here.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Got my beast. Hey, Chili, yo.
That is a cow dog if I've ever seen one. That's got spots like a cow.
Yeah.
That's a dairy cow dog.
What breed is it?
Threw some knowledge in. She said, think beyond the money. You're building a community, buy land together, create things in your community, become banks, use your portfolio as collateral, sky's the limit. Yeah. Definitely, yeah.
Talking about.
I've already told you, 6FIG, as soon as you build up that mining office you keep talking about, you let me know. I'm happy to invest.
Yeah, so that's coming along. I was actually just talking to some people about that today. I think they just ordered about 5 Bobcat miners to kind of install in some heavy metropolitan downtown areas. So yeah, that's coming along very good. We don't have any physical miners. Well, we've got a few Dogecoin miners running Litecoin stuff, but we're really waiting for a serious correction in the market to happen to the point where mining rigs drop in price, so we can just double up on that. Scoop them up.
But mining is like a whole nother conversation that I think passive income. And I got 5 of them running up here, 2 of them running upstairs, 1 more on the way. I just got notification today. I'm making $600 right now at the current prices of what I'm mining of CKB, Sidecoin, and then I'll be mining Dogecoin and Litecoin with the Doge Mini I got. Granted, it's going to be not that much, but this is all passive income going straight to my crypto.com wallet that I just always forget about. So it's like, but then you want to start talking about the big boys like the KD6, the CK6. I think once I move back down to Florida, I'm going to build a whole shipping container of just crypto mining. And there's just another passive income to not worry about it. Like that KD6 Gold Shell wanted 46,000 for pre-sign up at the current price right now.
They wanted 46,000 for that? Are
It's like
you
43,
kidding
46.
me?
Yeah, but it yields
Jesus.
over $100,000 a year at the current price of
I
Cardano.
see that.
So granted, you're taking a risk getting the KD6 box at the current price because it's doing good now. It could go down to nothing and you could be out, or it could
Right.
moon and be the next Ethereum killer, that's one of the other 10 other Ethereum killers out there. But dude, it's a little box. You just sit here and you can power one, like a big power supply to make 6 figures a year. People work their asses off for 6 figures a year doing that, and like, you know what I mean? There's just people have different mindsets. You got a working mindset, you got an entrepreneur mindset. There's just different mindsets of people. Like professional LinkedIn, that's a whole nother conversation. I've been posting a lot of my crypto stuff on LinkedIn, and I'm getting tons of views, but no engagement, because I think people are afraid to step out of their 9-to-5 mindset and whatnot to talk about something different. But that's a whole other conversation.
They're wage, they're wage slaves. Simple as that.
Well, maybe the LinkedIn thing is because they don't want their employers to know. Right? That's why we're all characters on Twitter instead.
Yep. Dude, I'm so doxxed. I'm everywhere right now. I don't really care. I don't know. I don't think I'll ever have to work for anyone else the rest of my life unless they ban crypto and ban the internet, which I don't think is ever going to happen. But LinkedIn space is so different, and I love kind of like throwing shit out there and see who engages with me. And my one friend, who's same kind of mindset as us, he's the West Point major in the military, teaches at West Point science and math, and I got him into crypto. He really engages, and that's the guy I was telling you guys I met up with or whatever. But no, LinkedIn is, I don't know. I a couple like weeks ago or a month ago, I put a post out there. Oh, I'm financially free. I quit my 9-to-5. I sold my 401k. Blah blah blah. Check out my video. 0 engagement. It had over 500 and some views. And then I go to my analytics on YouTube and I check where like the most of the traffic came for that video. LinkedIn. So really? To show that people who are in their professional jobs 9-to-5 are paying attention to crypto, I think, and they want to make different incomes, or they're just interested in being financially free. So
they want out, man. They want out of that 9-to-5. They're looking.
Yep.
This is the ticket. You just have to wait. Sure. You just buy your ticket without knowing when takeoff is. That's the only difference.
Yep. Don't over leverage, right? Yep. Don't get yourself stuck.
Exactly. Agree with that 100%.
But that was my LinkedIn story, because I have like a whole thing when I upload a video now, and the analytics that like we go over like on YouTube it goes down a demographic, like it gets crazy. You could probably do a whole video on how to look up your YouTube analytics. But I started posting. I never posted to Facebook or LinkedIn, and I just said, you know what, I don't care anymore where I'm at in my life, and I'm just being myself. I'm gonna start throwing up my crypto mining or my just crypto YouTube videos or whatever. And I'm getting about 10% of my traffic to my videos now is through LinkedIn and Facebook, but I'm getting not any engagement. So I have 1,000+ followers on my Facebook, and I've got like 600 connections on LinkedIn, and I get tons of views when I post, but no engagement. But the 10% of my traffic to my videos is from those 2 platforms. So it just makes you think that people are they're interested and they want to learn, but I don't know. And that's just
I had no idea what LinkedIn was for. I always thought LinkedIn was basically like an online resume.
It is, yeah. My whole resume, literally, that's my most updated resume. If you really want to know literally everything I've done, down to like the bullet points since I graduated college, I think, go to LinkedIn.com, look up Dan Perchner, Crypto Airborne, type it in. You'll find my life's out there. I'm not hiding anything.
So you can post similar to like Twitter, like you can post links to stuff on LinkedIn.
It is, but it's very professional writing. Got to watch what you say, but my most recent engagement on there right now, it's getting very political because of everything, and I'm not even gonna start talking about that. but it's kind of turning the tables now because what politically is happening in the world and the United States is affecting people's jobs. So now if it's affecting people on LinkedIn's professional jobs because of what's going on politically with the, what going on, people are starting to speak up. So that's why, I don't know, LinkedIn's getting a little.
What are you
3
saying?
hours, baby. 3 hours.
3 hours. All right. Ended on that right
Crypto
there.
Airborne.
We got 5
got
people, man.
of
It's diminishing every
trash
person.
pain.
Oh, 4 people now. There's literally, it's just us watching.
Okay.
Look, 4 people. 1, 2, 3, 4. If it counts.
You're gonna get some watch time here, bro.
Oh yeah, my watch time, dude. This might be one of my best performing videos. Really appreciate all you.
Let's go.
been
I
a
gotta do
fun-ass
timestamps. Timestamps are gonna be a pain.
Don't even do them. Just let people watch the shit. I don't even put timestamps on squat.
That was your feedback, though. You should. I want those
Billions
automatic
of
ones that
views.
show up at the bottom of the video. I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe just for the TA stuff, just like this TA, that TA, that TA, then all the bullshit in between.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, Marcos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, bro. Stay safe out there.
Happy New Year.
All right, guys. I'm gonna end the broadcast. Have a great
Stick
night,
around,
everyone.
guys.
Yeah. If you guys are here, stick around if you want to. Otherwise,
Yeah.
everyone else, smash that like. I think everyone already did. I'm just gonna end it.
Yeah.
Have a great night,
Peace
guys.
out.